Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aunties and uncles of all ages, welcome to Prem de la Creme, the most esteemed football podcast in all the land. This is our
Indeed.
match week 28 review.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll let the panel members introduce themselves. We start in the top left corner.
Oh, it's me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Match week 28. A lot of clubs had jobs to do. Not all of the clubs got the job done. We're going to be talking about it. It was a good game week. Lots of goals. Oof.
RTG's you entered the chat.
This feels like a Sunday night
it's
football
easier.
intro. Yeah, this feels like a Sunday night football intro. Big Dot Pav,
While
Chelsea
our guest-
Football Club.
There we go. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Big Pav is in the building, everybody. So Big Pav, how are you feeling?
Terrible. We'll get into it.
And then I guess Uzi is busy talking to the mother or something. So let's talk to Hamza. Hamza, how's it going?
Yeah, going good. I'm looking forward to today's stream. So I'm looking forward to review this weekend's football with everybody. Good to see some familiar and unfamiliar faces this weekend.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. And Max Saeed.
I'm happy to be here. Good to be back with the panel. As always, I'm happy for this man here with his belt. I'm very happy for him. And Hamza, don't worry, bro. I'll give you that hug you need. But anyways, we'll continue.
Get your filthy hands away from me, boy.
Uzi, back to you. Uzi.
Yeah, boys, as you know, I'm very happy this weekend. The belt is well and truly out, and it's here to stay until we lose. So it's here to stay.
And then we did have a special guest on, Gunner King, also Arsenal fan. I think he's just having technical difficulties, but he'll come back eventually. Obviously, the game of the weekend was Arsenal versus Chelsea, and I think that's exactly where we're going to be starting. We're going to be starting there. There's two different perspectives. I think the longer one will be the Chelsea perspective. So I'm going to first start off with Mac, okay? Because Mac, that now means you'll restore your 5-point advantage of Manchester City. Obviously, the most important number there on the table is games played.
Yeah.
You'll have a game more. That game at the Etihad is going to be, it's building up to be one of the, those big games that Liverpool and City used to have over the years now. It's building up like that. It's building up. It's going to be a massive game. But let's talk about this game. What's your thoughts about this game that you just experienced?
Like you said, we're 5 points ahead, okay? But it's not something to get carried away. We take each game as it comes. Tonight's game was one of those. All we needed to do was get the 3 points. Massive win for us. We started off this game on the front foot, like Spurs, like we dominated them for the first 40 minutes. And, bro, a lapse in concentration and we conceded. But let me get into the goals before anything. So the first goal, obviously, set piece, we get a goal. The second goal, moments before that, literally moments and moments before that, I felt Gyökeres should have gotten a penalty. There was no touch on the ball from Chalobah. There should have been a penalty. Then a moment before they got a goal, they should have had a penalty. This is where I'm saying it should be consistent. Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. They should have gotten a penalty, but fair enough, Chelsea didn't need a penalty. We scored for them. Then second half came, bro. I'm hoping like we get an early goal just like the Spurs game. Going into Tarawih, I wanted to be on good hopes and happy, but that wasn't it. But as I'm going and I'm entering my car, my DSTV stream, I just put it on, and all of a sudden I just see Timber celebrating. I just didn't know what to do in that moment. But anyways, I didn't see the goal until I got back home. But it was 2-1. Then all I waited was for after Tarawih just to get, or during Tarawih, just waiting for that message. Massive 3 points. And bro, I was like, relieved. Shukr alhamdulillah. 2-1 victory at the Emirates. Like I said at the start, 3 points is what we needed. And the boys got over the line. I'm happy. I don't care how we did it. It just happened. You win. That's what matters at the end of the day. One thing I got to pick with Nawaz though. Okay, not with Nawaz, but like with the narrative in general. Liverpool scored, and now how many corners did they score? Was it three
7.
more than us?
No, all the
apparently, or two
quarters.
more?
All the quarters. Set pieces.
Set pieces. Okay, set pieces. But they were called set piece kings. But what are Arsenal? Ruining football. Anyways, we're glad to claim our set piece king title back again. And I wish it stays like that for everyone. All right, over to Pav and Hamza because I'm done for today.
That
Hamza,
punches in.
Hamza, do you want to take it away first, or do you want me to go?
No, I'll be a polite host. I'll let
Okay.
my guest go first.
I was talking about this before the games, before the live stream started. We painted this game as Chelsea have to stop Arsenal from winning the title. The objective for us should have been to win. We're in the middle of a Champions League fight. We got to win any game that we can because we're going into a really tough stretch. And I think the idea from Chelsea fans that, oh, this was all about stopping Arsenal, it feels so tin pot. It feels so small. It feels Spursy. And that gave me a bad vibe. As for the game, I don't feel like either team dominated. I don't think it was not a good match of football at all. It was moments of like central progression at times. I thought that we did a better job of getting to Arsenal's box than Arsenal did to ours. They would send a long ball to Gyökeres and the ball would be bouncing, which is Chalobah's nightmare. That guy cannot handle that to save his life. And so Gyökeres would be able to like hold the ball up. There would be some build-up play once in a while. Saka would get the ball and be like a little bit dangerous. But it was just the Premier League officials have to look at this game and go, okay, we're advertising this product as best we can, but the product itself is not good enough. It's far from good enough. I think everybody who watched the game today looked at both teams. It's not just an Arsenal thing. It's a Chelsea thing. It's an every team thing. And said to themselves, this is a problem. Because it's not watchable. It's not indicative of any kind of individual quality. It doesn't bring any sort of imagination to the table. I said this in one of my videos. Think about when you first started watching football. Who were the players that you fell in love with? Who were the teams that you fell in love with? What were the moments that you fell in love with? If I showed my younger self this game, I would not care. I would move on to another sport because there's no quality. The problem is there's no quality. The Premier League feels like, if anybody's familiar with this product, the power slap of football. We should just bin open play and just have the teams occupy the box. One team gets to put a corner in, then the other team gets to put a corner in, and you just do that for 90 minutes. That's what it feels like. Because everything else feels completely inconsequential. And I get it. Chelsea, we should have done so much better with some of our opportunities in terms of carrying the box in. Some of the misplaced passes were absolutely abysmal, and we did not play well enough to deserve anything out of that game. But the product needs to change, and I think the rules need to change. And the holding of players around and clinching with them, how did that ever become acceptable? Seriously. Not even the Rice handball. Forget that. The fact that we have so much holding in both boxes, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's literally becoming a thing now, a norm in every single team. That's what I was explaining to you, Hamza. Liverpool do it, Arsenal do it, Chelsea do it, United even do it. Everyone.
Yes, but you
does
popularized it. You popularized it. That's the
We
thing.
did
I
do
think
that. We did do
you
that.
did popularize it. So, like, it's the same thing with Robert Sanchez when he falls over for the goal. It's like, listen, I get it. You feel like you're being fouled. It's not fair. But you got to play the game in the moment. You got to save your complaints for another day and just get out of there. But at the same time, Arsenal did popularize it because I think that Arsenal have been forced to play that way because, I'm sorry, your guys' central progression, like your ability to like actually have attacking impetus is shocking. It's the worst of any like considered to be good to great team that I've ever seen.
And I think that's, I want to touch on that point because obviously Mac was mentioning, when Liverpool were sitting top of our, just for 2026 only, by the way. So before Arsenal kicked off today, Liverpool had 7 goals from set pieces. Arsenal was still had 6, and they were like right behind us, right, for 2026 only. The thing is there where I guess the media, you have to know they villainize everyone at first. They'll never praise you at first. They'll first villainize you. So with Arsenal, it's almost as if the reason why they're villainizing you is because that has become your plan A. Remember, I spoke about this earlier, where a lot of people they use the corners, they use the set pieces as plan B when they can't really attack. But you all can't attack, like Pep said. Your sense of progression isn't so good, and that's why plan B has become your plan A.
I don't think necessarily it's our plan A. Because if you look at the amount of goals we scored this season, I think we scored 58. Out of the 58 goals, we got like 35 goals from open play. So I don't think I disagree with you on saying it's plan A. It's a plan B for us if we don't get a goal. But
No, it's not.
35 or 36 of our goals have been from open play.
Let's
Consider
let's look at games that
no,
you've
but
won.
consider. Sorry, I didn't want to barge in, but consider how many of those have been opening goals. Consider how many of those have been opening goals to actually kick off the scoring, and then afterwards, when a team is forced to open up, then you actually have space to then play players in.
If you have to look at the data in terms of teams sitting back, okay, when teams play Arsenal, that's the most amount of players you always see 5 and 4 or 4 and 5. You always see that against Arsenal. Liverpool is surprising you by me saying this. Liverpool have the stat of sitting back the lowest from every single team in the Premier League against Arsenal. That's one of the reasons why it's been 0-0. I'm not saying we were good or what or bad. I'm just saying Liverpool has been like. So if Liverpool is doing that, imagine every other team in the Premier League, how they feel. You know what I'm saying? That is one of the reasons why we have to go to that plan B and score a corner or a free kick or something like that.
I think
If
the
you look
reason
at what
these
they gave
teams-
at Emirates, that game at Emirates was a once-off though. Like Liverpool don't do that. Right?
Bro,
Like,
it's
even
Emirates
there, I was
and
like,
at
shit,
Anfield.
good.
If you have to look at the stats, like
No.
I'm not gonna be on the stat thing. But if you had to look at the stats, Liverpool have the lowest like ratio or so in terms of sitting back against Arsenal. I think I saw it the other week. Liverpool is the lowest.
I think Arsenal have been forced to make the set pieces their plan A because of how last season went, and because again, I think the bottom line is you guys lack creativity and you guys lack the ability to move the ball through the midfield. You guys seriously lack that. And you guys have been forced to make the set pieces your plan A because that's your go-to to break teams down.
So let me
Because you
get
can't
this.
compensate. But I think that by pressing Arsenal and forcing them to not take as many touches in the box, you mitigate the likelihood of them getting as many corners.
Bro, but if you have to look at us play in Europe, it's a whole different situation because there in Europe, you don't see the low blocks. That is why we're scoring so many more goals through the middle. Gunner King can agree with me. In Europe, we are fast-flowing free team. In the Premier League, everyone sits back and holds back. That's one of the reasons why we score so many set pieces.
There's so much to unpack in what I just heard Pav say. Right, so we've scored 98 goals in all competitions. Right, 28 of them are set pieces. But you're trying to tell me that makes set pieces our go-to for attacking in build-up. Do you not watch like Atletico Madrid?
Exactly.
When we opened them up with Martinelli, like when Skelly ran through their midfield. If you look at the goals that we scored against Tottenham last week, they were all from open play. Gyökeres scoring from outside the box, absolutely banging the ball into the top bins. There's plenty of examples of goals that we have scored that are beautiful open play goals, the intricate one-touch passing that we also are capable of. Arsenal is not a set-piece team. Arsenal is not a team that relies on set pieces. Arsenal is a team that has a myriad style of play that is varied. And when teams set up in these low blocks like they do in the Premier League against us, and it is difficult to find space, and you're trying to beat your man down the wing, and you're trying to get crosses into the box, or you're trying to get shots onto the goal and they're being blocked and they're causing corners, or wingers are isolating their fullbacks, which means the fullbacks they're forced into fouling these attacking players, which gives us set pieces. We're negating the narrative. You're acting like set pieces just fall into our lap out of nothing. Like they don't come.
No,
from
I never said that.
Play. Like they don't come from absolutely dominating opponents, choking them, high pressing them. So when they lose the ball, we're not even aiming for them to have the ball past the halfway line, let alone get a chance. We're literally suffocating the life out of teams by the way that we attack, not just with the ball, but when we don't have the ball. But you want to talk about us relying on set pieces to cope.
No, it's
I mean,
not
in
open.
all the big games, you basically have, right?
That's what it
So,
sounds
so today, right, your press was great. I agree with you. Your press was really good, and in a lot of big games, your press is really, really good. I will give you that, right? Like even against Spurs, they couldn't even get out for the last 30 minutes. They couldn't even get out of their own third because your press was very good, right? So I will give you that. But it is the way that you set up in big games, right? Against Newcastle, right? When you needed a goal, Gabriel fell on the floor, but then he scored. You scored the header, I think, at the end of the game. Against us today, your 2 goals came from that. Against United, when it was 2-1 down, where do you get your goal from? From corners. Outside of that, you weren't really
In the game where they won
much,
at Old Trafford
right?
too.
There's plenty of
So
different.
what?
There's plenty of this. I'm not.
But
At the end of the
we,
day,
we
right?
just
You're winning
established,
games,
right?
right? Which is great. But it's like that is how
we,
you play. That is how you
we
play.
just
Arsenal
so
fans cannot.
look, we've just
Okay,
established, right?
Go
And
for
I'm
it.
gonna say it again, right? 98 goals in total, 28 from set pieces. That logic dictates to me that for every 1 goal we scored from set pieces, we've scored another 3 from open play. But you're
But
trying
how
to
many
tell
of
me
those
that
are openers?
we rely on set pieces. Like the maths literally goes
You
against what
do,
you're
but
saying.
it's not a bad thing. It's
listen.
not a bad thing, but it is a stick that we can beat you with. Yes, you're winning games and you're on top of the
You
Champions League
can't
and
beat us
whatever.
with a
But it
stick.
is
Every time Chelsea try and beat us with a stick, they get battered.
Yeah, but
I don't know
we're
what
talking
stick
about this
they're
from an
talking
objective
about.
standpoint. We're trying to analyze Arsenal within a
Do
vacuum.
you know, in terms of the low block
You got me
thing,
there.
even Manchester City, supposed to be like the champions, like the massive team they are. They came to the Emirates and set up in a low block. If even they are doing that, tell me what more do you do after that? Do you
I
just
think
try
we're going
to
to see
hit
something
them, hit them,
different
hit
at the
them?
Etihad. I think we're going to see something different at the Etihad. I think this time.
I think we beat them at the Etihad. I'm telling you that now. The
Yeah,
way
I
they
think
playing
you're
at the
gonna win
they're going to
moment,
every game,
maximize
bro.
transitions.
You think you're
I
gonna
think
win
they're going to
every
get
game,
as many
man?
transitions out there as possible.
the way they playing at the moment, I don't see City beating us.
It's weird because they were very poor. They were terrible against Leeds. They were awful. But I think that Pep, like, think about it this way. I think that our ability in this game to move the ball through the middle of the field, like, you're going to have Cherki instead of Palmer. You're going to have Haaland instead of João Pedro. You're going to have guys like Semenyo and Marmoush and potentially Doku instead of Neto and Enzo. Those two were terrible today. Neto and Enzo.
I disagree
Like,
with the Neto thing, by the way, Pav. I disagree with the Neto thing because there's so many times where he should get the ball where he doesn't. But his decision making in the final third is quite poor. But he doesn't get the ball where, like, literally his game is push and run, right? That really should be his modus operandi, push and run, right? And either hit it into the box or hit it for a cutback, right? But we don't play to that at all, right? Similar to Enzo, like Enzo can just go miss. I know I saw your video on it, but like Enzo could go missing. I think we were a better team. I think the problem was, like, first of all, like their press was very good. And we just couldn't get out of their press. And then, as Gary Neville said, like, we just didn't get forward. When we got through their press, we didn't take advantage of that, apart from the first 10 minutes of the second half.
I don't think we were the
Chelsea
better
fans
team.
Chelsea fans doing this better team but lost thing again, man. Like this gimmick in 2026, man.
That's what I'm saying too. I'm sick of it as well. We had to win this game. We had to win this game. We had to win this game for Champions League football. And I've not seen Liam Rossinior's comments because I don't have the energy for it. But I don't think that he was overly positive from the vibe that I got from the tweets that I saw, which is very important.
I didn't watch any of it. As soon as the game went to like 95 minutes, bro, I switched it off and I just completely detached, mate. It was too much for me. But yeah, I mean, it's another stinky performance going to the Emirates. It's like another stinky.
We're Arsenal.
We're
Arsenal.
I always say this, right? Like, when we play the thing with Arsenal, right, is that people can talk about how, like, have their opinions on how they play and what the results they get, but like they get results, right? They get the wins, they get the results, they get over the line, which is like the most important thing, right? Like, as an Arsenal fan, at 22 years, you haven't seen a trophy, Premier League trophy, you know, like Mac probably can't even remember when they won the trophy last time, right? So for them, it doesn't matter about that. It's just like, can we just get over the line, you know? So it's like, I've got to give Arsenal the respect in that, because like there's obviously something they're doing, right, where we literally just cannot get the win against them. We cannot get what we need to. And like, even today, like, the big problem I think that we had, I mean, build-up wasn't great, but also the officiating. João Pedro can get punched in the head, Yeah, and that's not a penalty. That goes to 2-1. The game is completely different. Then I think it would have been an interesting game to see Arsenal come out, because I think Arsenal, when they're a goal behind, are a very good team. You know, I really do think they're a good team. I think they would have made it a much better spectacle. But yeah, officiating, man, is just like
every
terrible.
week we sit on here and we complain, especially me. I complain about the officials every week, even though we're winning. Like, it's abysmal. Darren England should
terrible.
be called Darren Fraud from nowadays. After Anthony Taylor, he's the second worst referee for me in the Premier League. This guy,
It's the arrogance, bro.
He's horrible.
You know what?
I think.
I remember.
Gunnar, you
last
go
season,
first.
right? I remember last season, João Pedro, right? Clash of heads when Saliba goes in for a header with him. All right, he was playing for Brighton. He wasn't playing for Chelsea at the time. Now,
I remember
9
this.
times out of 10, we see that looked at as a referee logically. Saliba did actually get a touch on the ball. The penalty was still given, apparently, for the follow-through. Never seen that given again. We were told to wear it, right? Declan Rice was slightly nicking the ball away against Brighton again. In that game, 3 other players did it. In that weekend, 8 other players did it. Didn't get a yellow card. We was told not to cry about refs by Chelsea fans, amongst other people, right? So
Don't make this a Chelsea thing. Everybody was saying that.
now we have to see. Everybody was, but you were saying it, and you're saying this in relation to losing today based on a refereeing decision. So I'm coming at you today for it. Yeah. Right.
I know. I never said
have
that.
to
Yeah, but Gunnar King,
by
there's
the
2.
standards
There was
that
2.
you
There was 2.
created. I'm sorry.
The
all of
justice
fan
was
base
served in the
included.
first one.
If we had just lost to Liverpool, right, and the Liverpool fans were trying to use the refereeing decisions as mitigation, I'd be saying the same thing to them. But see, you just lost to us, and you're using it as the mitigation. And you are the same Chelsea fans that I will again say were saying this to us about refs last season. Now, can we question some of these decisions? Maybe. But we were told by Chelsea fans, amongst other people, that all teams have to deal with it, and these decisions even themselves out.
No, these decisions do even themselves out, and every team does have to deal with it. I wanted to get back to the idea of like getting the concept of like getting over the line in football. I think that's an important thing to dissect. Because I think that
before you get into that, I think that's
Yeah.
exactly what Gareki is saying. Like, because for how many years now? It's been 20 odd years now.
22 years, bro.
They've had all of that thrown at them. Oh, you'll have to deal with it. Oh, you can't get over the line. You can't do this. Like, now they are, getting maybe 1 or 2 favorable decisions. They are finding ways to get over the line. They don't care.
1 or 2.
Like, at the end of the day, three points is all that they want every week, and they are getting the job done.
Forget
Like,
us, bro.
They
Look
don't
at
care
City
how
on a
it happens.
look at City
Don't
on a
celebrate
weekly
too
basis.
early, Max. Come with the fireworks, bro. You're celebrating too early. It's not there yet, bro.
Look at City on a weekly basis. How many decisions go against them? But one thing that goes for them. One thing that goes against them. Rodri comes out and makes all these big comments. I'm surprised that he's not banned this yet. But imagine City, bro.
Yeah.
That handball against Leeds was something else. You can't tell me
Ever
that
since
wasn't even
then-
handball.
Ever since
That
then,
was-
City have had so many favorable decisions since that.
I remember they had like one game
And
against
also-
Everton, and they definitely should have had a penalty against them. And it was just like not called and not even like reviewed. But again, back to it. Like,
Imagine an Arsenal fan made those comments that Rodri made, an Arsenal player, sorry.
yeah. Again, it's.
Imagine Arteta made those comments. The whole world would go ballistic.
I think it's. Listen, I think that it's BS. I do think that like
Got knocked out in the
holding
guy run because of the
players-
ball, though.
Yeah, but I think like I do think that we have to mitigate like players holding.
Pep
other
said the
players in
same
the
thing
box
also.
and
Yeah,
clinching each other. That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
farce.
The clinching,
And every-
by
and by the way,
that's
again-
a Premier League issue. That's a
Every,
Premier
yeah,
League
no,
issue.
exactly. So
corners
me
as
and my
well.
pops before the live stream, we were talking about it, and he's like, "Listen, like the referee is just enforcing the will of the Premier League itself, like the league. He's a representative of it. So like league officials need to look at the product that we've been seeing, not just with Arsenal, but just like with teams all across the league. Like we have more set pieces than Arsenal.
But
Like,
Pav, there
it's-
was 4 times. There was 4 times in that first half where Arsenal literally had an advantage to play, and the referee didn't play the advantage. It was like,
Yeah,
what
bro.
is
No,
this?
I know,
What are these
no.
referees doing, bro?
And
Like,
there
they're
was
just
one where
ruining
we
the product,
were
bro.
clear on
That
goal, bro,
product
with
is
Timber.
terrible.
Yeah,
times,
no,
by
no.
the way.
Arsenal should have had like 4 counterattacks, and the referee pulled it
Flipping
back.
hell.
And it's like, what do
Yeah.
you? It's a league problem. The Premier League has to take a look at their product and think to themselves, we have way too many stoppages. We have way too many times where the ball is out of play. It's not in play. Football is not being played during a football game.
Yeah.
They have to take a look at that, and they have to find ways to actually make that stuff happen.
It's like
Now,
ticket
So
inspectors.
I
I think it's like ticket inspectors, right? Like they get commission on the parking tickets they give out. It's low-key the same with cards. Like referees must be like, if you get 5 yellow cards, you get like £1,000 commission on every
Yeah,
single one.
exactly.
Low-key, that's how they do it. That's genuinely how they do it.
I think-
I've put out a new directive they're talking about that they're going to bring into play next season. And
Yeah, I've seen
a few of the things are centered around time wasting. They're going
Yes.
to talk about if players go off injured, they have to wait a minute to come back on the pitch.
To me, that's
Now,
bullshit.
It's going to
Nah,
reduce.
I would
fatal
make it more.
injuries, and I think they're
Bro,
gonna
you're ruining the
strictly-
game, man.
They're strictly going to time stoppages to 5 seconds. If they go over it, they can card players.
I don't even think it's
Can
the
you,
injury thing. bro.
Gunnar, can you send
It's
me
like
that
how-
article?
I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
man.
I don't even think it's the injuries, bro. It's like it's in between everything. It's like how if a team's winning is how long they get to take a free kick, right? Or if they're losing, or if they're winning, how long it takes for them to get to the corner flag to then get the corner taken. It's like all that time takes so long. You know, I don't even think it's the injuries thing because I don't think that's such a big problem. I think it's more sort of like the strategy of how slow everything happens in football. Like I was watching it 10 minutes behind, so I was kind of moving it forward a little bit. Arsenal took 45 seconds, right, between getting a free kick, Eze being over the free kick, and the free kick being taken. Right, he was literally standing over the ball. It's like I clicked it 4 times, it still hasn't taken it, and I was thinking, like, how is this allowed in the Premier League?
Listen, at the same time, those moments need to be in the game because a player can't be running at full tilt the whole game. It's
I
those
get them
moments where they
45
need to
seconds
take.
when all the attackers are there. It's not even
Bro,
the centre backs.
You're playing 90 minutes of football. Do you know how tough that is, though?
But
On a
that's-
weekly
you know,
basis, 3 days.
But football's been
almost
playing
every
for
day.
years, man.
I think
don't-
that's
Yeah.
where we have to have like a
Bro.
conversation about like fixture congestion. Like I would implement those changes while also taking away the Carabao Cup,
There-
for example.
Oh, never, ever. But anyways, listen to this. Back in the days, even before
Lose the final.
back in the days, even before I was born, bro, what is even happening on the screen? Before I was even born, okay, you could see they used to do that because now social media is a big thing. That's why everything comes to light. Before, nothing like this would have came to light because of social media. That is the main thing why people are understanding why these certain things happen, even with stats put into place, is the reason why you're finding out all of this stuff that happening in the game.
But like,
And
that's
I
not
think
a
one
bad
of-
thing, though.
It's not a bad thing, but I'm saying, why do we need so much more changes? The more you change the game, the less the more
'Cause the
shit is
product
gonna
is
come for
shit.
everyone.
Because the
product
product
is
is bad to watch. Because the product is not
But
good
the
to
more
watch.
the more
You
you
know-
change, the
you
more
know-
it's gonna get even more shitter, bro. I'm telling you that.
I disagree.
There's
disagree.
another point I want to make, right? There's another point I want to make, which I find really painfully ironic coming from Chelsea fans, right? So let's be real. Before 2003, you weren't really doing bits, right? So when you emerged onto the scene and you started winning things, right? If we go back to those times and we look at what fans were saying about the successful teams that you built under Jose Mourinho, the one that only conceded 15 goals, that defense of Chelsea of that time would absolutely love this Chelsea back four. The way this Arsenal back four.
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
The way they would love them, you know, because they play in their vein. Do you know what I mean? They have the bit of the gritty, nitty side to them. They have a bit of the streets, the favelas in them, but they can play football as well. Let's not pretend they can't, yeah? So I just find it ironic coming from Chelsea fans because your most dominant successes in the modern era are built on the same sort of pragmatism that you see in this Arsenal that might try and win on points in some games. They're not trying to knock out their opponent all the time. You know, they're a bit strategic. They do have that organized sort of defensive side to them that are good at controlling transitions against them. It's ironic coming from you when that's literally what you did against Munich. It's literally what you did against Man City. Your 2 Champions League wins came in the sort of vein that this Arsenal can play in and that can mix it up. And we don't just sit back and defend and try and hit on the counter, but we have that to our game. We can do that as well. But we can absolutely, if you want to play against us, yeah, if you have the balls to play against us, we can absolutely play you off the park. It's not a problem. That's the
Dude, then
difference.
why? Wait.
So
Then why
ironic
didn't
coming
you?
from
Then
lot.
why didn't you?
Because where would your Champions League wins be without those sorts of performances, where you do have to dig a bit deeper, where you do have to kind of, have to face
I
some of
call
the
Mac
game
out
where,
on that.
So
I got
I just find the irony
On the big games this
palpable.
season.
It's just
Dude,
funny.
but
Arsenal
wait,
never
no.
really showed up in
Let
the
me
big games.
let me just say something very
Except for Spurs.
quickly. Nobody looks at that 2012
London team,
Chelsea
you do.
Champions League winning team as a world-class, all-timer great team. Nobody looks at that. The reason why it's looked at so favorably is because of how many times we had gone deep into the Champions League and it felt like a final actual vindication of players that had already performed to a top level. The 2021 Chelsea Champions League winners, by the way, are a better defensive team than Arsenal. They could defend in any situation, and they had much greater individual quality. And their actual success came off of their ability to work on transitions, and they'd already beaten Manchester City twice that season. Back to you.
So we haven't beaten City under Arteta. We used to.
He's been there for long enough, mate.
That season, beat them in the Carabao Cup final, beat them in the Emirates. And by the way, this is the worst Manchester City team that we've ever seen under Pep Guardiola.
We used to habitually get beat by you. We used to habitually get beat by Liverpool. We used to habitually have no joy at Old Trafford. Now we have these things.
Yeah, that's cool. In their worst,
Remember last season? Wait, last season they came off a whole treble and we knocked them 5-1. What do you have to say upon that then? If we can't beat.
What did that lead to? What did that lead
How
to?
many goals?
What did that lead
How
to?
many? How
Bro,
many of those goals? was
Diddly
that?
squad, bro.
regardless.
Diddly squad.
They weren't off
Regardless.
the treble.
What
That was
did
the
your
season
winning
prior.
draw lead to? What did your winning
Yeah, so they
draw
won the
to?
treble and then the season
Your
after. That's what I'm
winning draw
saying.
against Arsenal, what did that
No,
lead
you guys didn't.
No, they won the 23-24 and then last season was 24-25.
No, they won at 22-23.
No, just 23-24. Was it not 23-24?
Look it up. Look it up.
22,
No,
23. Darwin Nunez's first season. That's how I remember it. Yeah, they won the treble.
Okay.
22.
Was it
But
not after
one
the
thing I wanna
World
say on
Cup?
the game-
So it was 20. Was it 22, 23? Was it World Cup?
One thing I do want to say on the
22.
Yeah, 22, 23.
December.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say on the
Okay, go
game
for it,
though
Hamza.
is like, one thing I want to say about the game, obviously, like, there's a lot of emotion because we're Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans, right? And there's a lot of things riding on these games. But one thing I want to say, if we talk about positives, right, there's 4 positives on the pitch, right? David Raya, Moises Caicedo, Reece James, João Pedro, right? Excellent performance from those 4. The rest, I mean, maybe João Pedro a little bit less, but the rest, definitely those 3, amazing performances, I would say.
You're not going to take Saliba into account.
There's a conversation.
You're not going to take Saliba.
Yurian Timber was good. I thought that Saka was mid. Like he's in like the
Saka
João
was
Pedro
decent.
tier.
He was decent.
Ever
Yeah,
since
yeah,
the
he was in
ink
the João
dried up
Pedro
on that
tier.
400k a week contract, Saka has been Kaka.
He got locked up by
I thought
Hato.
I thought Saliba was pretty good. I thought
Locked
Saliba
up.
and Gabriel.
Hatta only got one challenge on him for what I watched from the
locked him
first
up,
60
bro.
minutes.
He needed Timber, bro.
Nah.
Saka needed
How many
Timber,
times-
bro. Like,
How
like,
many times did
Molly
Saka
needs
finish
me.
him? I'm not having that.
I think Saliba and Gabriel. Saliba's the best at this, but I think that Gabriel also showed a bit of this today. You know when Saliba's like faking a pass and he gets somebody to commit, and then he's like carrying the ball forward into midfield. I think that
Yep.
Gabriel showed a bit of that as well, and I think that that's like again like you guys can't progress the ball through the middle of the field. So I think just like having like each of them be able to take up a libero role is like very important because also then you have to deal with like shaking them off the ball, and you can't do that.
I've spoken to you about this so many times. You mistake Khan for a total preference to isolate fullbacks in the wider areas. This is by design. We don't pass through the middle. Like, it doesn't mean we can't. If you look at the goal against Tottenham, Gyökeres's one last week, that came from a through ball from Odegaard through the middle. You know, with Gyökeres cutting in from the inside half space on the left, and then bearing down on the box and scoring. So we can do these things, but our modus operandi is to get the ball mostly out on the right, but into the wide areas on both sides and isolate the fullbacks. And
But
we
I think-
try and get into the box that way. That is our build-up style.
Listen,
You know, like
The way I perceive that strategy though. Sorry, I'm gonna say like one line and then let it go back. That's like saying we are actively choosing to call an Uber instead of just taking the tube to where we have to go. Like you're actively choosing the inconvenient route.
No, bro, listen, I can back Gunner King on what he's saying. From a managerial point of view, if you have to look in people's like managers' philosophies, there's only two ways to go in attacking. You might think there's all different ways, but there's only two ways of attacking. Arteta's philosophy is probably attacking in wide areas, whereas the other one is attacking through the middle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
In football, those are the
he-
only two ways to go through, like literally to go on an attack, and that's what's taught to get into your managerial philosophy.
But he transitioned though from moving the ball through the middle of the pitch more. By the way, which is why Odegaard has fallen off as much as he has, is because every single season that he's been at Arsenal, he's gotten the ball through the middle of the pitch less and less, ever since Rice basically was bought. And moving the ball through the middle is so powerful because it then gives you more options. If you're progressing the ball just down one wing, the left-hand side of the pitch is closed off to you unless you go in that U shape and you give the opposition time to actually restructure. That's why passing through the middle is so valuable. Pep, any coach worth their salt will tell you that moving the ball through the pitch is inherently superior. That's why Pep won his treble, was because he was able to create that positional dysfunction.
The way for you to go through the center is moving the defense from side to side until you get that opening. If you don't actually do that, what's the point in playing through the middle? You're getting nowhere.
They can't recognize when the opening is. They can't. Rice and Zubamendi can't.
No team can recognize that.
If Pep Guardiola and Man City are the gold standard for attacking base through mixing it up by build up through the middle more. After 28 games, if we scrap today's game, they'd scored 56 league goals, the same amount as us. And they'd scored 96 goals in all competitions, the same as us, right? So where's the deficiency? If that's who we're supposed to be competing against, and you're saying they're so much better as an attacking unit because they have...
No, I'm speaking Pep in general.
Where they progress through the middle, then why haven't they outscored us?
Dude, no. I'm speaking about Pep in general. I'm speaking about Pep in general and his time at Manchester City throughout his career. That's what I'm referring to. But also, I'm going to answer that again. Because you guys have embraced the meta, which is set pieces, which is physicality, which is getting touches in and around the ball. It's your counterpress, too. Your counterpress is much better than Manchester City's. Much better. You guys have a much better back four. You guys have a much better counterpress.
If you look at it like 10 years ago or so, everyone used to question Arsenal's physicality. And now when we're actually doing it, Arsenal is doing all the dark arts, they're doing this, they're doing that. Why can't you accept us for who we are now and what we're doing? We're winning, we're on top of the table. Let us enjoy our moments while we can. Let us actually enjoy it.
I want to add to this year a few more agendas, a few things that I've heard over the years about Arsenal. Arsenal try and play the beautiful game too much. They try and pass the ball into the back of the net too much. They try and be too cute with the ball. They're too naive. They lack physicality. They lack defensive organization and the ability to respect and actually, sort of understand that is also important, right? And we're too much of a soft touch in these 50-50 duels, in these battles. Aerially, that was another thing that we were criticized for. And we add all these things now, and we add all these things in a time where for the last 5 years, Liverpool fans, Man United fans, Chelsea fans, City fans, even Tottenham fans last year after they'd won the Europa League, Palace fans have all been telling us that they won the FA Cup last season. They've all been telling us the only thing that matters is winning. And now you're complaining about how we're winning games. The irony is astounding. Make it make sense. The only thing that matters
you gotta refer to arguments that I actually make
about how we are winning.
You're asking me to defend arguments that people that I have no idea exist are making.
So you've never said to an Arsenal fan in the last 5 years that however good you've played at certain points under Arteta is inconsequential because you didn't win something. Your friend that sat next to you literally just said that about Arsenal beating Man City minutes ago.
No, I'm saying that for you to get over the line, this is what I wanted to touch on. This is what I wanted to touch on from 20 minutes ago. We have English fans. I'm going to say English fans have this obsession with, they just need a better mentality. They just need a better mentality. Just got to snap your fingers and have a better mentality. It's not how it works. You got to have the quality to actually give yourself something to believe in. That's what you have to do.
So wait, do you think Arsenal don't have the quality for that though?
No. I don't think so.
You really
I don't
think
think
then how
I
are
defy
we
you.
top of the
you.
league?
I defy you. I defy you. Look at how
Insane
professionals,
take,
other
man.
professionals this season have talked about Arsenal.
Can I step in as a?
They probably
step
think
in
to
as a neutral?
themselves, we don't care, it's cool, whatever, we just want to win. But deep down they know we have to play this way because we're not that good. We're not here.
Bro, there's a reason why we top of the Premier League and the top
Wait,
of the Champions League.
How to step in?
Only Barcelona
Let me-
and Bayern Munich.
Let me step in. Let me step in.
Let me just say this sentence quickly. Yeah, only Barcelona and Bayern have outscored Arsenal in Europe this season.
Okay, but how good are your players? Like, tell me like where your players rank among
aren't
players
even in the
world
top 10. Like, what is this?
like where do your players like actually rank in world football? Or is it Mikel Arteta? Because I'm more than willing to say that it's Mikel Arteta. That's the reason why you guys are so
Lieber's
good.
one of the best.
He's the best
defenders
manager
in
in
the
the
world.
league.
Gabriel's one of the best defenders in the world. Timber's one of the best right backs in the world. Raya's one of the best keepers in the world. Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders in the world. Saka's one of the best wingers in the world.
Okay, so it's those
You
six.
heard us
No,
there.
that's
You heard us until you said
Saka.
Saka.
Nah,
You
I
heard us, you heard us.
explained the
I
Saka
gotta go
situation
pee so
already.
bad, but I'm listening. I gotta go pee so bad, but I'm listening, guys. I'm sorry. Like it's actually
Go
bad.
for it.
I'm still hearing
This
him.
is the
now.
neutral. Okay, this is the neutral perspective I was coming with because obviously you all mentioned Arsenal's quality, getting over the line, how they do it, all that stuff, right? So this is what I've seen this season. Mac, remember I told you about this earlier also in the season. I said, let's look at the big six games. Spurs, you're absolutely annihilated over both legs, you can say. Okay, Spurs are also going to get relegated. So are they really a big six club? Let's rather, if you have to replace them with Aston Villa, you did lose one, you'll won one, okay? And then let's look at the other big six clubs. Liverpool, I think we were probably the team that gave you all the most trouble until your verse City again. I would say there, it was a 0-0. And then after that, what was it? What was it again? It was 1-1.
Yeah.
Was it 2 0-0s?
1-0.
What do?
It was
1-1.
1-0, the Sorrow.
Oh yeah, just 1-0, so was like then 0-0. So you didn't score against Liverpool. Okay, so that's there your attackers never show up and your defenders never show up. And then against Manchester United, just set pieces in the first leg. And then second leg, you lost 3-2.
3-2.
And then against Manchester City, you'll drew the first game, and it was a last minute Gabriel Martinelli equalizer. So you could have easily lost that game. And then Chelsea, I think what is the first leg? Obviously, we just experienced now
1-1.
2-1. 1-1. So you look at the big games. I'm looking objectively as a neutral. I'm looking at the big games, and I'm seeing that when it comes to those big games, your defenders are your more clutch players than your attackers. If you have to look at the teams that won the league over the years, they had this insane striker. I would say Gyökeres got the numbers. He's not really shown that insane striker, presence when it comes to a title-winning team. Bukayo Saka as well has to be said. Mo Salah is having a terrible season, and somehow he got more GA than Saka.
The soccer situation, I literally explained to you. Coming off 2 hamstring injuries is tough. To get to those levels where you were at, you still need to recover to get to that again. I would say give him a bit more time because it's tough.
Also, this season, right, he's the only player that's provided more than 40 chances and completed more than 40 odd take-ons, and that was before today, right? So I would also say he's not been as bad as people think he is. And also, what I would also say is that you've added 3 new attacking components to our attack, right? You've got a new striker who's not got any Premier League experience. You've got Eze, who's come from a much smaller club. You've got
He didn't play in the Premier League though.
You've got he did play in the Premier League.
It's not a lockdown.
But
I think he played in FA Cup.
He didn't play in the Premier League for Brighton.
I don't think he played in the
Premier League appearance. He didn't.
Regardless.
Like so, you've got 3 new attackers, right? If you look at Saka's output beyond just goals and assists, if you look at take-ons, if you look at the success of that,
overall
if you look at passing, if you look at his chance creation, if you look at big chances, if you look at also the defensive numbers. So if you look at where he wins possession, like in front of both boxes as well, I think you'd have a bit of a different story to the one that you have that's just like looking at it through the lens of GA. Now, is that to say that he shouldn't have scored more goals and maybe got more assists and provided more in this vein? Of course. But I would also say, like, to say that his season has been a disaster is a stretch.
He's a
No
top
one said
20
he's
player in
asked
football.
the season. He's already had we were talking about world class players. I would categorize David Raya as a world class goalkeeper. And for me, my definition for at least a goalkeeper is has he made saves that he shouldn't have. David Raya has done that a couple of times
Bro.
this season.
Even today, okay, I saw on the highlights. I watched the highlights. That cross from Garnacho. Look at Raya's positioning, and roughly 8 out of 10 times that ball goes in the back of net. To get across in that motion quickly on the swivel is tough, bro. No, people underestimate this guy big time.
So let's talk about Saka for a bit because I guess
I have a question though. Mac, you talk about hamstring injuries, but then you ever play like Florian Wirtz who's torn his ACL and he's still cooking. And ACL is
Bro, do
very
you
big
understand what's
compared to
back-to-back hamstrings?
But an ACL injury is much bigger than a hamstring injury.
Back-to-back hamstrings. Hamstrings literally
He
influence
got
your running
the-
ability.
He got the same grade tear that Reece James got as well, and you've seen how debilitating that's been for Reece James's career. So like with hamstrings,
He was
the way
cooking
it works
today.
is it can depend on what grade
He
the
did play
tear
well.
is. Yeah, and like that was like one of the highest grade tears that you could have, the one that he had, the first one. So he got it under the age of 23 as well, like Reece James, and that is why Reece James has had like a recurring problem with the same injury. So
But a
Saka's
question.
Saka's in the same boat where like in his head he wants to push himself further, but like
As he
that
can't.
injury has a mental effect on how you kind of apply yourself, especially when you rely on pace, and being direct and changing directions and being explosive. I think Reece James saw a similar thing as well, where it's taken him a bit of a while to get back to his best. Could be argued he's only really done that this season.
What do you think of
So
Cole
many-
Palmer?
I
Bro,
think
literally,
today
Cole.
he started
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. Like the first 15 to 20 minutes, he was receiving the ball in good areas and causing some problems. But as the game went on, we started to press him higher up. Like we started putting a centre back on him instead of a midfielder.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started doing that, and there was kind of a higher level of defensive acumen next to him, just getting touch tight to him, not letting him turn, trying to get on his first touch. He didn't really have answers.
He doesn't play with that
then-
intensity right now.
I guess
There's a reason for that.
I'd ask one
think
last
he's
thing
fair
though.
out.
Just one last thing. We'll have to get to the Uzi Manchester United game also and Liverpool's games. But one last thing, okay? Has your defensive back four outscored your attacking front three?
No,
No, I don't think so.
In all competitions.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
All comps benefits them more because they're playing against like Slavia Prague and Portsmouth.
Bro, we played Bayern and Inter.
Bayern,
No.
Bayern,
You're
Inter
playing
Milan,
against
Bayern.
Kivu's Inter. Absolutely not.
Still,
You guys
bro.
are not hyping that up. You guys are not
It's
hyping
the
that
same
up.
players, though. It's the same players.
Bro, same players worse, and they're not the best players either. They're the best players in Serie A, but they're not the best
What are we
players.
doing here?
Do you know, before we played Inter, everyone was like,
You got knocked
wait
out
till
by
you
Bodo
play
Glimt,
Inter.
man.
Lost that, bro. Before we played Inter Milan, everyone was like, wait till you play Inter, best defensive team, bro. Literally knocked them out. Liverpool before that did the same shit. Knocked them.
Bayern,
Bro,
Bayern were
it can't
undefeated
be
for
playing
being
two
great.
sides.
Inter
Bayern were
is so
literally
bad.
undefeated. Bayern were literally undefeated when we played them.
And Bayern was
That's a feather. That's a feather in the cap. That's a feather in the cap for sure.
But there are certain moments, like when Liverpool beat Madrid, and then you all beat Madrid, and I was like, it's so impressive, bro, if we did it.
That's what I'm saying.
There's certain games. There's certain games. But let's move on. Is there any other important points you want to touch on? I don't want player Wikipedia's here about like power and all that. Like just on this game alone, there's 2-1 loss. Any other important?
Just Chelsea is red like Arsenal also.
That has to be sorted out.
That disciplinary issue at this point.
You know what? The problem with that comes from the top. that needs to be the owners actually need to like step in and start handling that, because that's a serious
Bro, like
problem.
$500,000 fines, bro. That's what it needs to be, man.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like crazy
seriously,
like
it needs
that.
to be like financially crippling.
Even the
for these players to
dissent.
get reds.
How many yellow cards did we give away for dissent? It's so silly.
And that was
It's
first
like,
yellow. When
so
they got the second
silly.
yellow, I'm thinking, where did the first one come from? Apparently,
No, but like,
from
he
dissent.
shouldn't even do that. Like, can you not regulate your own emotions? I get it, you're young,
If
but
I
it's like
was-
everyone can't regulate their emotions. Man,
If I'm the Chelsea owners, I'm turning Cobham into North Korea, and I'm running it like a dictatorship.
legit.
Well, I'm not sure if you all heard the comments earlier in the week what Todd Bowley said when he first came to Chelsea, and I think till now he doesn't understand anything about football. And then he
He's
saw
not the
all of a
problem.
sudden.
Uncle Pereira.
No, wait, listen to this, okay? All of a sudden he saw City going to buy Cucurella, and he said, "I want that guy also," just because City are buying him.
He got him, and he got Fofana, and he got Koulibaly, who was not as bad of a signing as I think people say he is.
Remember Mudryk also, and also wanted him also at the same time.
No. That was
He wasn't
that
in
might be like
charge
a
of
Graham
it.
Potter
We hijacked-
request.
we
I
hijacked
think that was the
Arsenal.
directors. But regardless, it's like somehow, some
Imagine how
way,
crazy
one
that
transfer
is.
window, like one transfer window of like Koulibaly, Fofana, Kukurea. We're gonna forget about Aubameyang because Tuchel wanted.
I
him.
know
And,
Colwell
where
was sold to Brighton as well.
Yeah. Did not let Colwell go to Brighton, and then brought in what's his name? I'm completely forgetting. I'm blanking.
Sterling.
Regardless.
Sterling.
Sterling, who like at the time, like not the worst idea, right? The fact that he operates with more sense than our directors is astounding. Astounding.
Yeah.
Because as poor as Pedro Neto was on the pitch, I was thinking at halftime, we got to bring him off because he's switching off too much. He's not making the right decisions. And I look around and I go, okay, who do we have on our bench to replace him with? And I see Garnacho and I see Delap, and I'm like, okay, so we're screwed no matter what. Like we can Hamza and I can complain about this situation with Chelsea. The problem is we're not going to get ourselves out of this situation
Yeah.
because the structure is screwed.
Yeah.
I think Hamza, we spoke about this with Ford, where he said you'll get the players and just sell them on for profit. That's mainly Chelsea's strategy
But
in
but
this.
the thing is, the strategy is
Yeah.
flawed because profit, like marketization of any product, right? Like you're only gonna increase the profitability if the car's not in the shop window. How are you gonna sell it? Let
It's-
alone
it's
sell
also-
it at a profit. You know, like that's the point I'm making. When you have such a bloated squad, where you've got so many young players, where to realize their potential, they need minutes, and the ones that aren't getting minutes, like what's to say they're going to sell Garnacho for more money if they sell him in the summer?
Oh,
That's facts.
You'll see that.
What track record? So they might make the profit on the Cole Palmers if they sell him. There might be the 1 or 2, but there'll be the 3 or 5 where there's a depreciative net loss. So I don't understand the sense in their strategy at all. Everyone goes on like Chelsea have this great strategy just because of the numbers. Oh, we make
Yeah.
profit, but the profitability of it, the sustainability of it's not there. If it was, they wouldn't be selling their women's team to themselves. They wouldn't be selling hotels to themselves. They wouldn't be putting players on 8-year contracts to get around financial fair play if this profitability thing was sustainable. There's nothing sustainable about their method. Like we need to itch the notion that what they're doing is clever. It's not. It's just not. It's a scattergun approach, and the yield is not going to give a return both financially and on the pitch. And we're seeing this. If you don't get Champions League football this season, that makes this problem even more of a problem, because now you're in a situation where you've got to comply with FFP based on the decadent spending that you've had based on getting Champions League. And if you don't get it, then you're going to have to sell players. How do you make?
We're gonna have to sell key players. Actually, that's the speculation, is that we're gonna have to sell crucial players, which I don't mind, honestly. To be honest, Reece and Caicedo can leave and go elsewhere and win trophies.
If you're
I don't
losing
know.
your competitors,
Yeah.
how do you envisage getting it back when you're selling your best players? And look, we're speaking from experience because we had to see this when we had to balance our stadium debt. And
Bro, I'm
we,
jumping
and
ship.
We had the same problem. Look,
We don't even have
we're
a stadium.
We're only just
Yeah.
recovering from it now. And yeah, you've got a stadium to build, so that's going to front load more debt onto your club. So I don't know, like it's like I think it's
Gotta
still
get you preach to the choir, bro. This system is absolutely screwed, bro.
Yeah, you
Like,
got the
this system
dub.
is
You
screwed.
got
Like,
the dub on this one.
even last week,
scary
the
times,
last
bro.
couple of weeks, I've been saying that it doesn't matter really what we do. Obviously, it does, right? Because we need to like do stuff in the short term, but it doesn't matter what it is that we do. We're never going to build to the point where we are like a top team that's actually challenging for titles, not these Fugazi November challenges, actually challenging for titles, actually challenging for Champions League, actually challenging for like the top competitions. You're right. Yeah. But you're preaching to the choir. The system is absolutely messed up, you know?
I'm
and like,
gonna be,
how
I'm
do
gonna
we
be in
have players like
Barcelona
Cole
next
Palmer?
year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in
How do we have players
Barcelona
like Cole
next
Palmer?
year. Oh,
He's
you go,
gonna be
you
on
go,
loan.
you go.
No, I was gonna say, like, how do we have players like
They're
Cole Palmer,
alone, yeah.
Reece James, Caicedo, right? And we can't even give them the platform of what they need. Like, we can't get like a little, like, instead of getting Garnacho, we got Gittins, Hato, right? And we got João Pedro and Delap. Delap was, I think, a bit unnecessary, right?
And Nacho.
But the other three is like fair enough. We got a striker to replace Jackson. We got a left back as backup to Cucurella, and we also got a left winger because we need a left winger, right? Why
needed a
then
centre-back.
do you not just go, hey,
needed
give me
a
a centre back?
centre-back.
Yeah. When we
needed a
lost goal,
centre-back.
why do you not just go like go get Gahey? Go all out to go get Gahey.
Chow.
Go
Chow
try.
is who I wanted.
Yeah, go get a centre back. It's like simple things that just ruin our whole season. We could talk about here like, oh, the referees and the reason why we didn't win this game. We're never going to challenge for anything because of the system that we've built upon. You know, it's just
could have
bragging rights at this point.
rectified you could have rectified that by getting a centre back and look, this Sarr guy, I'm not gonna like, okay, the own goal really, I don't think he did much wrong, but he was good at Strasbourg, so I guess you kind of did get one. But
It's not his fault, bro. We're bringing on Tosin, man. We're bringing on Tosin.
Yeah.
Oh, Maresca, you don't need a centre back. You got Tosin. Brother, what are you talking about? We got Tosin, bro.
Quality. I mean, I think of the Chelsea teams of old. I think of Thiago Silva's, John Terry's, Cahill's. You know what I mean? Your Carvalho's. You know, your Boswingers. You know, like these defenders. You know, I think about, you know, Ashley Cole's. I think about Petr Cech's. You know, I look at what Drogba said about not recognizing his club anymore, and this is the area in particular that I look at, and it's not the Chelsea quality. That is what.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you're knocking us for the way that we play, I'm not trying to knock you for how you won things back in the day because you won. That's the most important thing. Yeah. But that's what your success was built on. So when I look at Chelsea now and I look at this defense and the quality of it, the wing backs, the fullbacks, it's there. I think you've got decent fullbacks.
But nobody's saying that you don't have a strong defense. I think the only thing that people say
it's
is
the
how
centre-back.
you get your is the whole corner thing. Like, I think outside of that, I don't mind Arsenal, right? But it's just the whole corner and set piece thing that you rely upon a lot. I don't think it's bad, but it's like that's the only thing. Like, but at the end of the day, you're winning. So who gives a shit what I think? Who cares what Chelsea fans think? Who cares? Like, you're winning eventually. So who cares really? You guys shouldn't even be bothered by that. I think. We can say it, and you guys should just be like, well, we're winning.
I've explained to you multiple times. Even that first season when we were competing with City, we were playing the best football. Literally, how we were playing free-flowing football. And then what that got us? No league. Now we're doing something to actually counter that.
Back then, they had no defense, though. They had no defense.
That's true also.
Rob
That's
Holding
true
wasn't
also.
going to win it on the Premier League title.
That's true, but imagine we lost the league by 2 points. 2 points in that fashion. That's why Arteta had to go find new resources, dug in, and came out.
Look, Arsenal, even when Jack Wilshere scored that goal against Norwich, like, even when we were locked down Arsenal, there was moments where we were playing one-touch beautiful football. Like, under Wenger, he completely changed the culture. If there's one team that really shouldn't be made to feel like they're expected to entertain anyone, it's Arsenal. The greatest ever Premier League player is who?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Did Thierry Henry win the most Premier Leagues? No, he didn't. Did he win a Champions League with Arsenal? No, he didn't. But we recognise him as the greatest Premier League player. Why? Because of what we saw when we watched him play. And now people are telling us that this team owes a debt to society to entertain people and not win.
Nobody says that. And this is the thing with Arsenal fans. Like, they create this whole sort of like narrative in their own head. Nobody's saying that. Like, at the end of the day,
yeah,
go for it, Pav.
I'm going to put in a nice little bow, and then we're going to have to move on to the other teams. It is a universal opinion. It is a universal opinion that Thierry Henry is the greatest Premier League player of all time.
A topic for
no. He is, and it's because of what we were able to see, the quality that we saw, and the fact that was the feeling that he gave players. So when people talk about this Arsenal team, you guys will probably win the league, but people won't be talking about it as some all-time great team. and that's fine.
Yes, it doesn't really matter as long as you win. That's the main thing.
Oh, the
All right.
copium.
Now we'll go to the other teams. Now we'll give.
Let's move on.
Uzi.
Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. Uzi, we can actually start off with you because I think
Can I
I
start
wanted to
off with
talk.
you?
Yeah, because like we were talking about like obviously like okay, we were for a small period they were talking about like the Premier League officials and how they got certain things wrong in the Chelsea and Arsenal game. There was a big talking point. It's all over Twitter, like that the penalty. Well, let's start off everything. They're asking you if that was a penalty because it wasn't a red card. I think that's a universal opinion.
It's not a red card, but it's a penalty. You pulling the man down while he's through on goal in the box
How was he
gonna
pulling him
go
down?
down.
How was he pulling him down?
by the shoulder.
Sure.
Like Max said, if you feel players feel a touch, they're gonna go down. You have to dive to get the fouls. If you don't go down, you don't win the foul. You don't get the penalty. Bruno doesn't score.
Yeah, but
So
that was
it is.
disgusting.
Look
That
here,
was not a
right?
penalty, though.
As long as you can agree that it was a dive. It was a dive.
You can clearly see Cunha dive. You can clearly see, right? Clearly,
So it wasn't a
clearly,
penalty.
clear as day. No,
It was a
listen,
dive.
right? He made the most of it, right? He gets pulled
Was
back,
it?
but he
But
made
that's
the most of
different
it.
from what I was saying, though. There was no push or pull or anything. His hand was just
No.
on his shoulder.
No, bro, it's the same instance because listen here, this and this is basically the same thing in the same context because
Shameless guys, man.
like how Hamza last week
Shameless, yeah,
described,
shameless.
this was the touch on who was it? Was it Gabriel that or who was it that?
Yeah,
flopped
it was
like
that
a-
touch on Gabriel. Yeah.
Like
Bro, that was
that,
full hands going like that. That was just
Bro.
a hand.
that was that basically, right? The same instance with Cunha was this, right? It's in the same context. You dive to win a foul. You
The
make the
difference-
most of it and you get
No,
it,
wait.
bro.
The difference was there was still force pushed
Bro,
towards the
there's
player. But
literally
your hand
no
was just there.
force.
Nah, that
It's-
foul on
it's-
Gabriel was soft, man. Oh,
It's
like,
this,
It was
It's
soft, but
bro.
yeah, it was still.
Because
bolted
look at the
together like
Romero
that.
one.
Ekitike
on Romero was more force than that.
What that
as
that
well.
was
Yeah,
more
no,
for
yeah,
bro.
that was
Literally,
And that's the
he
consistency
press
refs.
motion.
Do you know-
That's
wait,
the
Do you
consistency
know
in the ref.
1 minute? Do you know what actually happened with the Tottenham game today? One of the Spurs players actually got pushed like that, but they didn't get a free kick.
So
in the
it's
penalty
like,
box.
look
Spurs
here,
in
right?
the championship.
That's where the inconsistencies
no
come
way.
in with PG, MOL, and all this refereeing decisions, bro. That's where VAR comes in with the inconsistencies as well. So
But
I
you
think
even
it's
saw
a
that
penalty.
instance- You saw that instance with I think it was Maguire.
Maguire, yeah.
In-
It's a high boot
Oh,
though.
terrible.
You're giving a foul for a high boot.
No,
Even though
but
he's-
there's no
he's
contact.
contact.
There's no
Bro.
contact. What?
The boot is high.
You know,
Look here.
Mac, is he selling it still, Mac? Like,
He's selling it.
Like this.
Listen, right? He sold it. But if his face had to be in front of his boot, it's a different talking point. Then you saying he's kicking him in the head. His boot
no,
is
but it
here.
wasn't.
His
Well,
boot
it's
is
cheating.
here.
It's like what
No,
Hamza
his
said earlier.
face was here. The boots was like here. Look how far that
Bro,
is. Look at the gap.
We've seen it in world football how many times?
And the
Because
fact that
it's
that's by
Harry
the
Maguire.
halfway line, makes it even worse.
Bro, look,
Diving by the halfway line,
listen, if Maguire loses the ball, Palace on a counter attack and there's no one to stop them.
So that's cheating then. That's what you're
Listen,
saying.
you all cheat on a regular by hugging the keeper.
Chelsea did the same thing today. Also.
So like you're.
No, but I looked at that, you know, the João Pedro. No, I don't want to go back there. Wait, I don't want to go back there.
Let's not go back there. Stay.
Let's not go back there. Uzi, okay, so overall, because I was watching this game, because obviously I heard a lot of United fans
Same,
come
same.
out and say, like, after the Arsenal game, you know, you just got over the line. Like, okay, it wasn't the best of performances, you got the 3 points. So I wanted to see it for my own self. Today, again, there are certain players in your team, like, I would say Sesko's been carrying y'all now for the past 4 games or so. And he hasn't even started.
Bro, he's what I think 86 minutes before.
So,
today
man, in
was
this
the
chat, we're
most-
trying to say that Gyökeres is better than him as well.
I
Yeah,
still
bro.
stand by that.
Bro, get your Tumberland out of here. Let me talk.
I still
Right.
stand by that.
Right, bro.
But
He had
anyways,
86.
another discussion.
He's played 86 total minutes and he won United Player of the Month. I think that's probably the lowest amount of minutes a player has played for us.
That just shows
Won
how shit your team
Player
is.
of the Month. Bro, we beat you all with that shit team, so hold that hell.
We still talk
Hey,
about
bro,
can you check us from down there?
Oh
Bro, you're top of the
Can
table
you
for the
see
last
us from
3
down
seasons
there?
and lost, so I'm waiting for that to happen. But anyway,
Remember the number 4. Just remember the number 4. Huh? You know why I'm saying that.
okay. Leave you in our
I'm
corner.
not
Let
talking
me
to you, bro.
think.
Oh, he's doing his
Football
Alright.
speech.
giant.
Oh my word! Now he's doing his speech again. Oh my word!
But yeah, it wasn't a good game at all. Like that first half was really, really poor. Lenny Oro needs to be doing better by marking Lacroix because he's marking him and then he loses him completely and he scores. That Lenny Oro should have done better, in all
Yeah,
honesty.
because it gave me flashbacks of Dan Burn in the Carabao Cup final. Like
Yeah,
a team header
honestly.
going to the far post. But obviously
Listen,
Dan Burn
he
is a
had
lot
his
better.
man and then he gets out muscled. He should be doing better there. 110%
Yeah.
should be doing better.
But
But in the
I,
second half, we
let-
played a little better. A little better. Not
and
much, but a
you know
little
was
better.
one of the reasons why we talked about Sesko. Who
Listen,
assisted
right.
Sesko?
You, this stupid boy here, and this other stupid boy with the glasses. Don't ever chat about my man Bruno Magnifico Fernandez ever again in your life. Don't ever compare him to Odegaard. Don't compare him to Enzo. And you don't compare
Player
him
of the
to
year.
Soboslai. Don't compare him to
Oh,
any
but we
number
can't.
10. Don't compare him to any number 10 in the
Charles
Premier
is
League.
better than Bruno.
In
We're
your
gonna. I'll
dreams. In
tell you
your
what we're gonna
dreams.
do. Yeah, I'll tell you what we're gonna do, my brother. We're gonna compare what trophies he's lifting. Like, you know, we're gonna see how many times he's lifting. We can see his armpits from lifting trophies in May.
Bro, now you're
Yeah,
Mr.
we're gonna-
Trophies. Now you're Mr.
Yeah.
Trophies.
Yeah, hit
Bro,
it. Hit it. Hit it, Mark,
Wait, I
bro.
think we can actually count like that. The amount of times he's crying on the floor.
I know Bruno.
Like that, bro.
But
Bro,
I know
he's
Bruno
won 2
can actually
trophies
chat to you
for
guys
us.
because he's won 2
Yeah,
trophies.
he's won 2 trophies. The last,
Bro,
he's
even today with what's his name? Was it Kamada? The way Bruno was crying, they both clashed heads together. He's like this on the floor, bro. It's a clash of heads, bro. Why are you crying to the referee like he did something to you?
Listen,
Bro,
all the rival
team-
fans, you can complain about him crying, but my man got a goal and he put an assist for Sesko.
Okay,
He has
who's he?
the most
If-
assists in the Premier League. He has 12, which is he's matched his best ever tally of assists.
It's
I
good.
think
No one's saying it's not good.
There's 10 games left to play. That record is in danger. If my man still performs,
Listen,
that record,
Shut up.
Whose record? Whose
Not
record?
in danger,
Whose
bro.
record?
his
Whose
record
record?
is it KDB's record?
When Henry
No,
when
it's-
Henry got the
He's
record
Thierry
of
Henry, is it?
20 when Henry
Who is
got
it? I can't
20
remember.
when Henry got
Henry.
24 goals and 20 assists, he won the league. So what's Bruno
But that's a different
Magnifico
time. That's a different
gonna-
time.
So it would make
I mean,
Bruno's achievement
he
much
was
more
in a
special
harder
then.
time.
You know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Defenders were better,
Yeah.
defensive midfielders were better.
United was better
quality
in.
was
He's playing in a
better, so-
shit United team since he's coming in 2020. He's literally
Okay,
the
listen.
reason we're relevant for most of it.
If Palace don't get the red card, do you think you go on to win?
We can still find a winner because that's how this team has been playing since
Do you
in
know?
our last.
You told
6
us
games.
when you beat City, you were telling me about how you were playing Turkey in the rondo. That's what I saw
Yeah.
today with Palace. They were literally
they-
playing you like you were toy boys. I'm not even joking.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
You're-
We were bad today, but we still won.
Because
In
of a
our
red
last,
card.
that doesn't matter if the red card happens, right? We still
Part
won
of the game.
regardless. Again, you all got Chelsea got a red card today. You all still won 2-1. You can't go only because of the red card.
The game was finished before the red card. Though. Not finished, but we scored the
No.
goal.
If Chelsea had 11 men, they could have found an equalizer.
Yeah.
If Chelsea had, they
You
could
are
have
still
found
many
an
minutes, yeah.
But
What, like they,
touching
what, like they
on-
always do against Arsenal. They equalise against Arsenal all the time, don't they?
Yeah, like how you
Touching
can
on
be
my
10
man.
minutes up a bridge, bro, for 65
One-
minutes.
One
You
thing
get
I
a
will
job
say.
done
One thing I will
quick,
say
yeah.
is Palace.
One game out of 4 this season.
Palace
It could have
is
happened
so
because
bad.
Chelsea did get a last minute equalizer against City at
Just-
Etihad, so we could have
Yeah.
happened.
But
Bro.
Palace are so like they're
it
so
called?
tumultuous at the moment. Glasner's going after his own fans. He
Yeah.
basically wants to get sacked. He wants his compensation. But in that case, I think that anything is possible against Palace. Even going into the season.
Can
You
I
have-
say something?
You
though?
always have to predict them to finish in like the bottom half of the table because they're contractually obligated to finish there. They can't finish in the top half because something always happens. So with Palace, anything is possible. Positive or negative.
Can I say something though? You're trashing my man Bruno Fernandes. He's got 105 goals and 100 assists for Manchester United. Only two other players have more than him, which is Ryan Giggs and Wayne Rooney. So, bro
Oh,
is probably a Premier League icon in recent times. Right?
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah, you
listen,
Okay.
Listen, in
Okay.
recent times, he's a United cult hero. In recent times, I'm
Oh
talking
my
in
God.
recent times. In recent times, the word
You
is
see how
recent times.
you see how quickly these Netflix champions forget Grimsby Town. Very quickly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Forget anything, you know,
Listen,
like,
yeah,
you-
you can't.
Ask
You
him why
can't
he's only
check
played one game
me.
a week. Ask him why he's only
You-
played one game a week because you
I
lost
don't
to
give
Spurs,
him-
you lost to
you know.
Grimsby, and you lost
Listen.
to Brighton. Yeah.
Uzi, the only reason why you've been cooking recently is because you'll only have one game a week. Look, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. How many games a week do they play?
Listen, y'all can play 5 games.
How many
a week.
competitions are we in?
I don't care if I'm playing one a week. As long as I'm finishing in the Champions League spots, I'm happy. I'm getting that
You know
Champions
what?
League money to go
Good
and
to see him,
spend in
Aston
that
Villa.
midfield.
Good to see him, Aston Villa.
I did tell you this.
We might
I
all make it because
predicted
Villa,
this.
low-key.
Villa will
I
bottle
saw
it. United will go there. Listen to me, Uzi.
I saw a tweet earlier, that said Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, and even Chelsea are playing for trophies. And Manchester United, they're playing for Champions League places and a haircut.
Well,
I couldn't even get over
but-
the line on that.
Dude, I don't know if you'll saw that.
West Ham.
I don't know if you'll saw that stat or something.
was it?
I'm not sure if you saw that stat about United. They've actually been unbeaten for 10 matches,
Yeah.
but they still
We
haven't got, he still hasn't got his
we
red card.
unbeaten
Imagine.
in the Premier League. We still the team
Not
that's
in the Premier
unbeaten
League. Well, that's the only
2026.
competition you're playing, so yeah.
2026, yeah. In
So they
In all
can beat
2026,
Say, Ozzy. Say in all
yeah.
comps, Ozzy.
In all
Talk about the Premier
comps,
League.
bro. Don't,
2026 we had to beat the
in
Alco.
2026,
And
we're
the guy-
unbeaten.
The guy,
That's-
you're like 10 games unbeaten, but still never get a haircut. Imagine.
So,
It's
since-
11
Would
games
you
now
see-
as well.
You'll have a super team right now. We'll say you'll have a super team
No.
in recent times.
Why are you
No,
setting the guy
no.
up now?
not with that midfield. Not with that midfield. And that defense. No. Listen, we
Okay.
must Martinez
How
a
would
lot
you
today.
how would you classify this team right now?
It's just a good team. A decent team. To do what they need.
Was
to
he
do.
make cut?
Listen,
it's a good
right?
team.
We must Martinez a
I
lot
was
today.
just
You can
checking the
see.
table. So a good decent team gets 51 points, and a crisis team gets 48 points.
A crisis team was last season. when we
Make it
finished
about you,
15th.
Noaz.
That
Make
was
it about
crisis.
Go in
That
there
was
and make it
crisis.
about you.
No, but
Yeah.
listen,
Make
you all
it about
probably
you.
the worst. You probably have the worst title defenses in recent history. So
Yeah,
wait for your
No, we
turn,
got Chelsea.
man.
We got Chelsea guys. in
Chelsea,
here.
Chelsea is here, bro.
We got Chelsea guys in here. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. They
no,
are doing
But-
Chelsea 15-16 was pure garbage.
10.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
like post
Post
COVID.
Spurs, though.
Post COVID
take
is the
those.
worst. Their worst defense.
Why am I moving the
Post-COVID.
goalpost though? Why moving the goalpost, man? Don't do that.
Mohammed
Talking
Azhar
about
in the
in
chat
recent
says-
times.
Mohammed Azhar in the chat says Bruno's the Premier League crybaby of the year. Thoughts?
Even this guy agrees with me.
Listen, you all can cry about him being a crybaby, but I don't see any of your players topping that assist chart with 12. No one is topping that assist chart with 12. 12 assists, and I'm pretty sure in all comps he's in double figures for goals and assists.
And
I would like to
zero
see-
Oh, you're only playing in the Prem, bro.
trophies this season.
Yeah, yeah, man. Did you score against
trying to
Grimsby?
see who's
No
in
joke,
second.
genuine, no
He's-
joke question.
Yeah,
I think they won 2. They lost 2-1.
Did you score against Grimsby?
no,
Yeah.
he scored a
Oh,
penalty.
shit.
And why were you in the second round, by the way, of that competition, not in the third round, like at all proper teams?
Listen, leave that in the past. You being like some other man there, bro.
It's still this season, bro.
Let's talk about recent times. Let's talk about recent times.
I'm just sad,
In
bro.
the
I have to
bro.
go on you, bro. I have to
Listen,
put my ankle somewhere.
Nothing y'all can say with my belt in my hand will make me lose my head because we are in the last 7 games we've won 6.
He's
We're
gonna say-
unbeaten. We top 3. Other men them supposed to beat Arsenal and climb up, but they couldn't. So they dropped
He's gonna
out.
say, he's gonna
You're
say,
right.
he's gonna
You're
say
right,
United-
Yazzie.
any minute now, he's gonna say United are back. You know,
No.
You already said that before.
get the contract.
They're
out.
not back. They're already here, baby.
Put it on the table. Let him write whatever
If-
number he wants on it. You know, Michael Carrick's doing his thing. United about. I think we've seen the script before. I don't know about
If we
you,
finish in the champion
it feels kind of
positions
familiar. You
with
know what
the-
I mean? Like, you know.
if we finish in the Champions League spots with us winning games, then I'd want to see them pin him down as the next manager. But if like Nagelsmann is there after the World Cup, or Thomas Tuchel, or another big manager, I'd like to see them come.
Tuchel just signed a new contract, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that was
Yeah,
just
right
Really?
before the tournament, which is a little weird.
I think that's
Oh,
telling
okay.
himself.
I wasn't aware of that. So I know if Julian Nagelsmann is available, I'd rather take him than Michael Carrick.
I'm also sure that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got you Champions League football, if I'm not mistaken.
True.
Yeah, he did.
I just gotta
No,
say,
he
came out second.
didn't. They pinned him to the contract. We were playing Europa League that season.
No, but you came out second. That's what it means.
Yeah, when you
The
came
season after we finished second, but the season
Yeah,
we
that's what he
signed
means. He
is
got your
interim.
Champions League. That's
Oh,
what he said.
yeah, but like we crashed out in the group stages. We went to the Europa League.
all I gotta say is Nagelsmann is the most overrated coach. Him and Eddie
Easy.
Howe. They're,
Oh
dude,
my
they're
god!
so-
Yes, Eddie Howe.
Oh.
They're
Yeah.
so
Bro was playing
overrated.
Havertz left back. Imagine that.
But Eddie
They're
Howe
so
didn't do that,
overrated. Howe gets credit for not taking Newcastle over the top, or like not capitalizing on the success that they've had recently. And Nagelsmann.
No,
is
but bro,
such a
I don't
he's
think you
such a
can say that
nothing
about
coach.
Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe took
No,
them
man.
from the relegation zone
they
to now
have-
where they are.
Yeah,
Mark,
Steve
Mark,
Bruce
Mark,
to
Mark,
Eddie
Mark.
Howe.
Mark,
Being
Mark,
better than
Mark, Mark,
Steve
let-
Bruce is not an achievement. And again, like you said,
Newcastle was
Newcastle team-
17.
No,
He took them to the
look at the
Champions
champ-
League.
Mark.
Yeah, look
That
at the
was
fixtures.
5 years ago. That was 5 years
5 years
ago.
ago.
Football moves on quickly, and I'll be
I-
honest
I
here.
get
I
that.
live in Newcastle, and I
Newcastle are literally in
perpetuated.
the Champions League now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're
they're
not
never
good.
going to
Wait.
compete for top four consistently. Like if they get Champions League back to back, they've never even done that.
they
Right?
should be
They've
with
never
their
done that.
financial backing. They should be with their financial backing and some of the individual quality that they have. They should be perennial Champions League players, 100%. It should be like trying to kick on and like compete for a title.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get that. But then why do people give Unai Emery so much credit?
I think that's
What has he
bullshit
won
too.
recently?
I think that's BS too. I don't rate Unai Emery like that either. I think that he's a better being a big fish in a smaller pond.
Yeah. I think they're going
It's
off
okay,
what he did
because
in the
Loki
past.
Europa League run. But no, people in Newcastle treat Eddie Howe like he's like some. I think Newcastle have a very small club mentality. Like they could generally go on and be like challengers in this league, right? If they move as a club in the correct way, but they're just not. Like they lost Isak, right? Partly because they don't have the pull to get any of the players that they want to get, you know, and that's partly down to the manager and the like sport directors and how they operate at the top level of the club. Newcastle United, bro, are like still a sleeping giant, even though they're the richest club in the world, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Their reputation is below Tottenham, and Tottenham cannot compete with like Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City. Or to like Tottenham can't compete with like those. Like there's a big five. There's not a big six. And then Newcastle are even below that. So they have to like really try and work at like finding these young players that other teams just aren't looking at. Like Livramento and Lewis Hall are perfect examples. Malik Chow, if that's
And Bruno.
available, is a perfect example. Bruno Guimaraes is a perfect example. Tonali, not so
Yeah.
much. He was a higher profile. But like that's like the type of talent that they have to go after. And they actually have to like try and build a playing style that's going to be applicable across 38 games rather than just constantly suiting their setup to whatever the opposition's going to do. That's not sustainable. That's the same reason why I don't rate Villa like that. Like I really don't rate Villa like that. Like it's this next step that they have to try and make. And Eddie Howe's not the guy for that. He's not going to set them up that way. And Nagelsmann is very similar. He's the German Eddie Howe. He's literally the German Eddie Howe. He had his chance at Bayern Munich. He was relatively underwhelming. With
Well,
Germany, he's nothing special. His best run was at Hoffenheim when he had the opportunity to set up differently against different opposition back in like 2016 and be able to match certain game circumstances. But you can't do that as much when you're Bayern and you have to actually go out there and win every single game. And you have the massive talent disparity between you and other teams in the league.
Anyways, back to Uzi. You have any closing remarks?
I just want to say, Benjamin Sesko, absolutely love him. Absolutely love him. Better than Timberland over here. At least he
Oh,
actually
yeah.
scores.
Wait, is that why he scored more goals than Gyökeres this season?
Uzi, you didn't
In
have to
less
go into
in,
that now.
Ozzy,
in less
Ozzy.
minutes.
Ozzy, there's no point,
Sheshko
bro.
would do much better in Arsenal's system than
Yeah.
Gyökeres.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
He
He
would,
do much
but-
better.
Let's not start that conversation, please.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway,
That's gonna
yeah,
go on for
leaving that
hours. You're already 1
conversation-
hour 20 minutes, bro. That's
You
why I
guys
gave
can't
it to
admit
you.
you're wrong. You guys can't
Yeah.
admit that you're wrong. That's why it's gonna go on for so long. But
We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
We'll potentially
Yeah.
get back to it.
But-
Another
Just
day.
finish-
Another
me-
day.
another
But
time.
to close
We'll get
out,
back to it. Yeah.
but to close out, last week I said he should start this game. He started, he scored, he got hooked. He had a decent game, not the best because he didn't get much service other than that 1 or 2 crosses. But the rest of the time, we overhit the cross for him. He's 6'5", but he's not Superman. He's not gonna go there to hit the ball. So
Yeah.
if we can do better in giving him service, he's a player that scores 15 plus goals a season.
Yeah.
That's how I think.
I think it's good. I think he's still raw. We did mention that. I think
Yeah,
you
he
give
is.
him another year in the Premier League, he'll
Yeah.
probably he
He's
does
fine,
have
bro.
He's
composure,
slowly
you know.
adapting. He is slowly adapting.
That Everton goal showed me like that wasn't like your previous strikers. That Everton goal.
Oh,
Like,
not
he
even
Even
that.
last time, though.
That's
Bro,
the Fulham goal. The
Even-
Fulham goal.
Fulham
The
goal.
one
The
today-
West Ham
he
goal
did
though.
without look-
That was the most technique, I would say. Like that ankle
Mm.
twist. Like,
Yeah.
Even today's
he's a-
goal on his
he's got
own,
his
that
striker.
header was not an easy header.
Yeah, it's
That
not
was
an
that was
easy
a
header
top
to score.
quality header.
So I think we give him another for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But give him next season. I want to see him flourish in this United team. I want to see him
No.
banging minimum 15 goals. Minimum 15
Hmm.
goals.
He might even get that this
Take
year.
it slow.
Loki, I
Take
don't know
it
how many
slow,
he's
bro.
on now, but Loki, you might get
He's
that
on
this year.
7, 8.
Is he on 8?
I think he's
Maybe like
on
12,
8.
13. If he's on 12, 13, that's a really good first season at United, especially when he wasn't the starter for a long period of it. But
Great.
you know what? Let's do this, guy. Because Hum's put it in the chat, but also Nawaz has been here patiently waiting to talk about his mighty,
But-
mighty
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Wait, 1 minute. Before we go into this, okay? Before we go into the words, Villa are playing Chelsea next, okay? So this week is your chance to go double points, like 6 points above them. And these guys, Liverpool, if they win in midweek, they can also go above Villa if Chelsea win. So anyways,
By the way,
Noah's,
Man
go
United are
ahead.
not winning at Newcastle. Man United are not winning at Newcastle, bro. I'm going to be there, yeah, and I'm going to make sure that they don't win. Right? So sorry. You-
No,
you're-
I
you're
watched
fine.
along at the game, bro.
Listen,
Prem de la Creme.
you cannot put Jadu on
I don't
my
I'll be
think
like this.
Chelsea are winning.
They'll ban
I
out.
don't
Come on, bro.
I don't think Chelsea are winning at Villa Park.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
we
we'll
go
talk
to
never
about
know,
that.
bro.
We'll take the
we
United
go
loss.
to Newcastle. anyway. So,
People are forgetting. Rosinha literally only lost against Arsenal. He only loses
Yeah,
against Arsenal.
I don't see it. And he's had a cupcake run so far. I literally predicted for Arsenal to beat Chelsea today. So
Hamza
Even
did.
after.
But
I did.
right,
What are you talking about?
that's enough about Manchester United.
I said to
Let's
Chelsea.
head on over to Mr.
No,
You
no.
said Arsenal. You said Arsenal.
Is it Arsenal win?
Nawaz.
No, sorry. I'm not doing that.
Let's go, Noah. Let's go.
Nawaz,
We're gonna hit
I
on
can
it.
see you wanted to talk about that big goal line. Goals, the score, take it away. I can't
Yeah,
speak
but,
English.
you're talking about like Gyökeres and Sesko. I'm just happy at my team has a guy called Akitike. Like you're talking
I
about
knew that was
these big specimens. Like these big number 9s, traditional number 9s. I have the most complete striker right now from amongst all of us. Out of all of the sightings, my
Complete.
striker is the most complete. He's the most
Yeah,
complete
no.
striker. Let's
He's
not
very
even
good. He is very
That
good.
hit,
He got
that header
22
against City wasn't showing those. You know what I'm saying?
But the header against
Complete
Spurs, it
striker.
cancels out. Come on. He got some header goals.
Well, when he
It's
pushed
fine.
Romero in the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
that exact one. That exact one. I'm glad you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's just got
You know
money.
what's funny? That he literally like Hamza hates this guy for some reason. I don't know why. He does the.
Hamza hates
thing,
everyone,
like,
man.
you don't even- yeah,
Hamza hates a lot of
especially-
players, bro. Hamza hates a lot of players. But you know why? What though? He can hate. He can hate, but they always perform. So hate
You know
more,
what it
bro.
is?
Hate
Shall I
more.
tell you why?
It fuels
Shall I tell you
our
why?
players.
It
Shall I tell you why
fuels them,
dislike
it
some
fuels
players?
them.
It's because the level of Premier League players and level of football players is so, like, I think it's super low that I'm just so cynical to everybody. even Chelsea players.
I
So
don't
it's
think
not just,
I don't think Ekitike is low. Like,
Yeah, I
that's-
no,
don't
because
think he's
everyone
low.
overhypes that, brother. But anyway, have your moment, bro. Enjoy. Don't let my
Humble is
hate
just a
sort of,
hater,
like,
bro. He's
overtake
just
it.
a hater. Because he doesn't
okay,
have a good
let me continue.
because he got Liam
He doesn't have a
Delap
good
and João
striker.
Pedro at striker. He doesn't have a good striker.
Van Dijk got more
João
goals also
Pedro
than
has
Liam
been a
Delap in the
problem,
Premier
bro. You
League.
can't beat with that stick, bro. I can't lie. But anyway,
But yeah, when Van Dijk outscores Liam Delap, that's I can understand why you'll hate him also. But yeah, let's continue. So Ekitike got 22 GA. Like I don't like to be the stats guy, but Ekitike is someone that can at least he has the stats on top of the good performances also. So he's also scored against who else? So it was it Spurs? I think Spurs is the only Big Six club he scored against, but then again Eze also only scores against Spurs. Anyone can score
only
against
bought him,
Spurs.
bro.
So let's not count that. Let's not talk about that. The main thing I want to talk about then from Liverpool, I look at the season in three sections right now. I see it as that time when we were terrible. We lost 9 games in 12. Then I see it that time when we had like a long, what was it, about 14, 15 games unbeaten, but we had like about 9 of them were draws. So it was like, okay, we finally stopped losing, but now we've had all these disappointing results to draw against Leeds, Burnley, all that stuff. Now I'm looking at it in this current state where we've won, I think, 6 in our last 7. And the one game that we've lost was against Manchester City, where I would say we took the game to them. Like we could have easily won that game. They scored
Y'all
2
did.
late goals. And then, so it's like the performances have been good now. The results are getting good. Now is the perfect time in the season. If you want to start getting form, yeah, might as well do it now. Better now than never. So I'm looking at those other 2 competitions that we're in and hoping that the Premier League form can translate into a good FA Cup run. The Champions League is going to be it's going to be difficult because even if we do get past Galatasaray, it's going to be either Chelsea or PSG. And Chelsea, Liverpool, that's football heritage, Champions League heritage. That's going to be a tough tie. European nights, anything can happen. So if you get past that, you're versing potentially Real Madrid, Man City, or Bayern. Then if you win that, then you're potentially versing Atletico, Arsenal, or Barcelona. So like the Champions League is looking very
And
difficult.
Newcastle.
Whoever wins it from the left.
and Newcastle, don't forget that.
Don't forget Tottenham.
Forget them.
Don't know. No.
Sorry to
But
say.
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with my team's current form. I won't lie. The main, if I talk about it from a tactical perspective, we were playing with Gravenberg as his lone CDM for I don't know how long and how many times I told you guys also. Imagine you have a lone CDM who has license to go forward. Who the hell is in front of the defense? Like what the hell? So what we did differently in this West Ham game is we finally used the 2 half sixes. I wouldn't call them all out and out sixes. They're like half sixes, Gravenberg and McAllister. We finally paired them together and we played a double pivot in front of the defense. And then that showed so much defensive solidity. And even when it came to ball progression from, Konate passed it to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez had Gravenberg right there to, progress the play. I think that should be the formation going forward. Stick to what worked. That's why we were so frustrated with Arne Slot. He had a winning formula last season. He changed it up completely. This game against West Ham, he literally went back to what was working last season. Soboslai in the 10, McAllister and Gravenberg double pivot. It was working. And you know what's funny? It's so weird when you play players in the actual positions, you end up performing better. Like, who would have thought? Like Joe Gomez right back? Yeah, that's so much better than Soboslai right back. Yeah, but Arne Slot, he was a very stubborn manager this season. It costed him another league run, but let's hope it doesn't cost him, like a trophyless season. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Liverpool's, I guess we can't have any conversations in the league, unfortunately.
And nothing much
It's a
to
healthy
say.
win. I mean, it's just top 4 race, isn't it? That's what it is.
But the
Yeah.
Champions League, though, like I don't know, like Liverpool, they kind of have that in their history where like the league form doesn't necessarily dictate what they can do in the Champions League, and I don't know. I've got a feeling they might reach the final on that side. I've said this. Like,
Whoever reaches the final on the left side, bro, they might as well just win it.
I think, yeah, there's something to say about like iron sharpens iron when it comes to the Champions League.
yeah, and I don't know, like they are finding form at the right time now. Like, yeah, 6 out of 7 wins. Yeah, that's the only thing I think they're probably going to put. You're probably going to pull your eggs in that basket as well. And
Yeah, there were some reports coming out that obviously it's Hungarian reports also, so obviously they'll say this. But they say Soboslai and Kirkers have been hyping up the team so much when it comes to Champions League nights just because the final is in Budapest.
Yeah, that's tabloids, man. But I think when it comes to like the prioritization of competitions, I think that when you look at how bad Liverpool have, like, if I was a higher up, I would totally prioritize. Oh my god, my family group chat's texting me. I thought that my brother got kidnapped by North Korea for a second. Oh my god, I'm gonna
Is he
get
safe?
He is safe. He is safe. He's in South Korea right now. He was at the demilitarized zone. That's why I got worried.
Oh, man, I'm
no.
joking.
I
I
thought
know,
you
I was joking. No,
Yeah,
So
that
back
was
to it.
cool.
Back to it. When it comes to like the
Yeah.
prioritization of competitions, like when I look at Arne Slot and I look at how poor he's been tactically, when I look at just how much of a adjustment period you've had to have with some of these signings, I would bank on next season you guys being more cohesive as a unit and you guys addressing certain issues within your team in the transfer market, especially in midfield. So I think that's and Isak being healthy. I would, if I was Liverpool, I would go, let's focus on the Champions League first and getting into it for next season rather than thinking that we're going to go on some massive run. You can do both, but I would definitely take the qualification over like pushing like soup and putting all your resources into winning the Champions League this season.
100%. And I guess one last thing, right? Because obviously me glazing Liverpool, there's no clubs in that. Time to make a club here, okay? Guys, Virgil van Dijk scored again. Puts him now tied second highest top goal scorer for a defender in the Premier League. Obviously, no one's really going to catch John Terry, but now he's level with Gary Cahill. And I want to talk about Van Dijk, right? Because when he has that one game, I'm not going to say one game in the season because he'll have maybe one year, he'll have a good 20 games and he'll have another bad game. When that one game comes, the internet is in absolute meltdown. I think it's because he's been the standard since he's joined Liverpool. He's like being the standard for the best centre back in the league. And obviously, we're in the social media era now. There was definitely games like this where Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, John Terry had, stinkers or they were put on their backside. Jermaine Pennant put John Terry on his backside, right? But like it wasn't in the social media era, so it's not amplified as much as how it will be now. So Virgil van Dijk, I personally think he's definitely there in like a Premier League all-time 11. Because I think he complements whoever you all think the GOAT is, whether it be Rio, Vidic, or John Terry. I don't think you can have Van Dijk outside of a Premier League all-time 11. I think he's an all-timer.
I think there's a
Nah,
big three.
he has to be.
The big three is John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Virgil van Dijk. And I think that John Terry's number one and whatever you put between Rio and
Yeah, but
Virgil.
can I say on that, Gunner King, I think you'd be the best person to actually talk about this because you probably watch all of them more in their prime and actually remember more of them, right? I also want to put Sol Campbell in there as well. I think he is severely underrated. But what would your top three best centre backs in order in Premier League history be?
As much as I hate United, I think Rio was the best. Like I rate Terry, right? But I think Rio was like more the precursor to a modern centre back. What like Van Dijk is now, what you see with like the likes of Saliba, where they're like more ball playing, progressive centre backs that are a bit more technical, that have got ball carrying skills, that can play a bit in tight spaces, like midfielders almost. Like I think that aspect of Rio and Van Dijk, I like in defenders. I'm not saying that John Terry was just a hatchet man, like because he wasn't. Like I just think, yeah, like I put Rio. I mean Sol, yeah, like Sol was top quality. So was Tony Adams. Yeah, like but I just think those are the main three though. Rio, Terry, and Van Dijk. I would say they're probably the best three, but still, there's been other good ones. Jap Sam, he was good as well.
Yeah, he just wasn't there for long enough, really.
No.
How good is Ricardo Carvalho also? Because people always talk about John Terry, but I think Carvalho was one of the best parties you could have asked for.
I think he was Terry's best partner personally. Like, and
By
he was
far.
massively underrated. I still think, like, I think just because Terry was English, and obviously, like, um, a big part of what Chelsea were doing. Like, sometimes people forgot how good Carvalho was, and he kind of finished. He finished John Terry's training as well, and it did come, ironically enough, like I said, from instilling a bit of a shithouse into him as well, which is why when Chelsea fans like mock the way that we play now, I don't know, I just find it funny. But but yeah, like he definitely gave that aggressive side to John Terry's game. Like Carvalho was a baller, man.
I'm surprised none of you all mentioned Vidic yet.
I was about to say, shouldn't Vidic be in the conversation? He has 2 PFA Player of the Year awards.
Oh, you got a Premier League Player of the Year. He doesn't have a PFA.
Yeah, it's not the
There's a
same.
difference.
It's not the same.
It's not okay.
So the PFA, I would personally weigh that higher because that's voted by the players, not journalists.
Players. Okay, but he has 2 Player of the Year awards for a centre back.
Yeah. And only John, I think only
Ronaldo
Thierry Henry
and Cristiano
and Ronaldo.
Do you know what's funny though? Okay, we say we rate players' opinions or ex-players' opinions, but then you got Joey Barton talking cack off his life.
I mean, Joey Barton.
Gary Neville said that Pedro Neto reminded him of Eden Hazard.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then he asked like Roberto Martinez, "Oh, what do you think of that opinion?" And Roberto goes like, "No."
There's others say active
Very false.
players.
Very
Why
false.
active
players.
Very false. Very false.
Very false. Very false.
They're trying so hard.
Very,
to
very
cover
false.
Arsenal fans now, man. It's just embarrassing. Like
Yeah, Gary
Neville,
Neville is a
some of
is
the
a scum.
stuff he just comes out with anything to glaze any opponent against Arsenal. Like
Yeah.
He doesn't. I swear he doesn't watch football though. I'm
No,
convinced he
doesn't.
doesn't actually watch football.
No, he doesn't.
Only the game
Do you
commentator.
know? Do you know the one thing that irritates me about Neville? Do you know every time City wins a game, they do the whole celebration thing, and they be like, Pep Guardiola is setting the new standard, this, that, or the other. The moment Arsenal starts celebrating, oh, why are they doing this? Who they think they are? Bro, you can't have double standards.
Get down the tunnel, man. That's why I hate Carragher, man. I can't go.
Bro, it's both of them. They're like brothers. Dumb and dumber.
Yeah. No, those two are fools. Those two are idiots.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, cool stuff, boys. This is a good stream. I think we can probably start wrapping it up. Small things to touch on. Let's go to
Let's do the
Premier
predictions.
League side.
Yeah, let's do the.
Well, actually, no. One thing, Spurs are shit. That's
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean,
It's dominating, bro.
It's just the standard. That is the
Sorry,
standard.
Tristan.
Just a reminder.
Wait, I think
yeah,
we
before
need to
Tristan
flip this. Wait, sorry, Tristan. Spurs is going down. Unlucky lad.
And can I ask for a formal apology also? Because Tristan said, Noaz is hurting my feelings because he said Spurs offer nothing to the league. Spurs have yet to win in 2026, if I'm not mistaken.
How many London derbies have they won this season alone?
Bro.
Have they beaten West Ham?
Van der Ven's some goated centre back. Oh my god.
But doesn't want to sign his new contract, by the way, because he wants to leave.
Well,
He's
Romero
cheeks,
won a
bro.
World
He's
Cup with
cheeks.
Argentina, so he's almost as good as Saliba.
So bad.
No.
Bro, let them get relegated. The rest of us need some of their players, so let them get relegated.
Wait, who do you want from Spurs?
Bro,
We give the man, to be fair, bro.
Yeah,
No, even that.
You'll probably end up at Liverpool, but who do you want?
who's a
He's
good
Dutch.
DM from the midfield? I don't even know. Does
Palhinha, to be fair, Casemiro's going.
yeah,
okay,
other than
take
Sa,
Palhinha.
yeah, Palhinha would be a
Palhinha.
decent one. Yeah,
Nah, Palhinha
It
is
screams United signing.
rubbish.
Screams
He's
United
rubbish.
signing.
genuinely it does
Go
because
on
we like
Palhinha
the
now,
old
man.
teams there.
Let's
No, I
do
showed
this.
the graphics as well, yeah? No, I showed the graphics.
Yes.
Remember.
Let's do that. So as it stands right now, let me share the entire screen.
Wait, did Arsenal get the most points this week?
Do this week's predictions and then do the full league table. So do that first one and then the full league table.
Hamza, did you get the most points this week?
I think so, yeah.
Imagine you got the most points for predicting Chelsea to lose to Arsenal 2-1.
I mean, bro, it's just like canon event, innit? We go to Emirates and we just shut our pants, bro.
Oh shit!
Crazy.
I just
Yo,
make sure I download it.
Hey,
I just make sure I
hey.
download it. I just make sure I download it. I got the
bro, you're
table
lucky
here.
you
I
don't
know
have
if
any
you
other
might
tabs
have-
open, eh?
Genuine.
There's always the two
Oh,
black
lucky-
guys kissing in it. That's the one.
Alhamdulillah, it's Ramadan, bro. It's Ramadan. It's Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait 1 second. I'm really sure. So I think this guy might have. He thought he sent me the same thing, or different things, but I think he sent me the same.
I can forward it to you. I'll forward it to you in case you don't have it.
Yeah, forward it. Because I got the 25-26 table. Then you got rankings, but it's the same thing.
Okay, so I've sent you the 26 table. The first rankings is fine. No. The first Matt 28 predictions is fine. The rankings is not fine. So I've sent you both of the files that are correct.
All right. Thank you, good sir. Okay, let me share my screen again. Then. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, if I used a wild card this weekend, bro, that would have been laughing, mate.
Shit, yeah. I also forgot about the wild cards. Don't forget
I forgot about all of them.
I went for
Okay,
complete
so-
boring predictions, and boring predictions always win, unfortunately.
Here we go. So this was our predictions. Match week 28. So Hamza obviously wins this game week. Nikhil second.
Not bad. Good. That was last. Nice.
Shit. I can afford those. How did I get the? Oh, I predicted a City draw. That's right. So
Yeah.
Okay.
You went for
Uh,
a draw for City, draw in the Chelsea game, and draw in the Spurs. No, you said Spurs were going to win, which is kind of ridiculous.
So, are we getting
Oh,
points
no,
for
yeah.
Chelsea
Oh, yeah,
losing
yeah,
that
yeah,
also?
Say again.
Are we
Oh,
getting
it's
points for
1-6.
Chelsea losing? No.
No, it's
Okay,
1-6,
so now I'm
it's
thinking.
1-6. That's how we've treated it this entire season. I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at this thing. That's what I'm saying. One.
So yeah, I mean, this
Okay,
is
okay,
little
I understand.
consolation. I'll be honest, this is little consolation. This is very little consolation, being top of this league table.
It's okay. I
Let
understand
me.
now.
Here's the actual standings there. So right now, Uzi, I never expect this from you, huh? I won't even lie.
Hey, yo,
Look at you.
bro. Ball
Who would have
knowledge.
thought? Not us. But yeah, Hamza sitting in third, catching up to Uzi, and likewise catching up to myself. Mac 54 and Nikhil 48 is surprising. I would have expected that from him.
Yeah, I would have.
Considering he's on Batway the whole day.
He's a
Yeah. It interested
Gamble
36,
responsibly.
like Spurs.
like Spurs last.
Oh, don't gamble at all.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
getting
yeah.
relegated just like Spurs.
Yeah.
He's
just
gone,
like-
man.
just like Spurs.
Out the big six. Out the big six.
But yeah, this is with 10 game weeks to go. Everyone's got all their wildcards as well. Like all their
wild cards
chips
also.
teased.
So a reminder about the wild cards, boys and girls, Gunner King and Pav. We have wild cards also that at any point you can double your game week score. That's one wild card. There's another wild card where you can swap two of your opponents' predictions. So let's say I know now Tristan has terrible ball knowledge. I can swap his with Uzi. So that I make sure that Uzi stays behind me. Right? That's what I can do. And then we got another one that basically tells you that you can have a safety net of some kind where you'll get minimum 1 point for everything. You'll never get a prediction incorrect for that one game week. Then we have another thing where you can post the result, change it. So that's something I might just do, low key. Hey, I'll look into that. But yeah, let's talk about this game week then that's coming up. I do some predictions.
I like
It's
it.
tight in
I
that
like it.
mid-table though. That mid-table.
I'm not
pack is
gonna
kinda
do the
tight.
point system, but I'll give my predictions.
Yeah, we still want you
Yeah,
to be
it-
involved with the
Pav,
predictions.
if you can make it above Tristan, bro, with 10 game weeks to go, honestly, if you want to do
Ah.
this and you can get above Tristan, so you need to get 3.6 more points in him every single weekend.
This will be
if
like
you want
my
to go
free
for that,
trial.
you could do it. Yeah,
This will
if
be
you
like
want to
my
do
free
that, bro,
trial.
we could do that. Yeah. Okay.
I'll
cool.
see how I do, and then if I do well, then I'll put myself in.
So he averages, by the way, just so you know, he averages 2.3 points a week. Right, that's like his average. So you get 1 point if you get the correct result, and 3 points if you get correct score. You don't lose anything if you get it wrong, right? So all you need to do is get a correct score over him every single week, and you probably will get ahead of him.
Dude, I'm so bad with scores. I'm so bad.
Boys and girls in the chat also, there are 11 people watching this live on YouTube and everyone here on TikTok. We are doing our
13 on
predictions. So
TikTok.
when we
15.
we have 15 on TikTok. So when we do mention the fixture, make sure you'll leave your predictions also in the chat and we'll take a look at them as well. So the first Big Six game is going to be, this is looking trickier now because all of a sudden Wolves are showing up in their games. Ever since they sold Strand Larsen, funny enough, they've been actually scoring goals. How funny is that? So Wolves is going to be hosting Liverpool. It's going to be an evening game. This does seem like it's going to be one of those tight ones. Tell me, does the FA Cup fixture happen after this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Friday.
After this one. I used to believe in the superstition until Arne Slot proved me wrong last year when we was Brighton. Like, you can't win both games if you're playing in two different competitions in 1 week.
This is crazy. You are playing them on Tuesday and then Friday.
Yeah, in 1 week,
What?
literally, without it even being on a
Tuesday and
weekend.
Friday.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
Crazy. So, so Wolves versus Liverpool. I'm going to have to back my boys and I'm going to say Liverpool. We do tend to concede these very stupid goals at times. And I do think that we're phasing out of that. Like, if we don't concede a stupid goal in this game, like, it won't surprise me because we have been facing. Van Dijk's been doing good. Konate has actually been solid again. So I'm expecting a solid defensive performance. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Liverpool. Potentially 1-0 even. But I you know what? Thumbs up, changing to 1-0. 1-0 Liverpool.
Put me in for a 3-1 Liverpool dub.
3-1 Liverpool dub from Pav.
Oh, 3-1.
Cool.
Uzi, what's going on?
We'll just follow this order.
I've gone for a 1-1. I'm going to go for a draw in that game.
Cool. Uzi.
You're up next, lad. You're muted.
You muted.
Should be a 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 or I'm going 2-1 Liverpool.
I think I'm also on the lines. Liverpool are going to win 2-1. I don't think Wolves are going to do anything.
I say
think
2-1. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wolves' run is coming to an end.
What run?
Like their steps. Kind of King. So what's the prediction for Wolves versus Liverpool?
I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Cool. That'll be everyone. I think I've stepped away for a second, but we'll get back to him if needed because he's going to be Aston Villa then against Chelsea. So I'll go for. Aston Villa in free fall right now, and like I said, Liam Rossini has only been losing against Arsenal, so I do expect Chelsea to. Chelsea haven't won a game now, isn't it, in the past 3 or 4 in the Premier League? So surely they'll get back to winning ways as soon as possible. No Pedro Neto now, which is going to be a bit tricky, I guess.
Wow.
It's
Garnacho,
gonna be
I
tough.
wonder what he's going to do.
He nearly scored, Joe. He nearly scored there.
He scored 2 against us already in the Carabao.
This is tough, man. I won't even lie, but I'll say 1-1 then. I'll say 1-1.
1-1 Chelsea draw. I'm going to go for 2-1 Chelsea. I was happy to get I wasn't happy, but like I knew we weren't going to get points at Arsenal. But I'm not going to put that sort of negative energy into the Aston Villa game because I think that's a lot more that's a lot closer. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Cheeky 2-2. We're going to go up 1-0. Villa's going to get 2, and then we're going to get 1.
Oh, Desmond. Cheeky Desmond.
Oh, there. It's AIDS. All sorts of things. It's going to be a draw. 1-1. It's AIDS. Hades.
I
Hamza give his. Sorry, was it?
Oh,
Yeah, Hamza
you
did give
know,
his.
I think it's a bit of a difficult one, yeah. Can't lie. I see a draw, but what would be the correct scoreline is the question.
This could be anything. I think this
I
could
wonder,
literally
is it-
could go anyway.
Uh,
It
But I don't
could
think
be
there'll
a
be many
win, a
goals.
draw, and a loss. One of the three.
yeah, I think it's a.
I don't think there's going to be many goals. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be many goals. That'll be my input to you. But you're ahead of me, so don't listen to me.
Bro, you know what? Football is a weird sport. You could say there's not many goals, and then we have a weekend with 3 games back to back to back and five plus goals in them.
That's because Dick Pope's a pony, bro. I'm not going to go too hard. He is.
Is that a donkey?
Oh
Is a
my
pony?
Bro. He is horse poo, bro.
I think it's 1-1 for me, honestly.
1-1 Chelsea draw. Big Mac.
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea to win. Emery's a bottler. It will remain like that again.
Definitely not using emotions for that prediction.
Oh, Brighton Arsenal. That's an interesting one. That is
Yeah,
an
Brighton
interesting one.
Arsenal. The Gyökeres derby. Right? I don't even know where Brighton are in the league, to be fair. I think they probably.
They're back-to-back wins,
Brighton
man.
is literally hot and cold. The fans are, even though they won, I think the fans are want him sacked.
Yeah, I've heard that. They're saying, like, he's not really showing any signs of progression.
Yeah, they're 11th.
You see, now, y'all won the games. We expected y'all to drop points. Y'all typically, at this point of the season, drop points against the teams you're not supposed to be dropping points against.
Listen,
I'm predicting
In the wet,
a 1-1.
in the cold. In
everyone
the
expects us to drop points against Brighton because Brighton beat us almost every year, apparently. So
1-1. It's going to continue. It'll be during Tarawih time. I'll make sure, Yallah.
brother, I am home before this game.
Ya Rab.
Allahumma inni as'aluka Arsenal bottle. Ameen.
Robbie, inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin Fakir, don't worry, boys. We got this.
That's cold. That's
man.
cold.
You
I
can't
went
send me out
for a
there.
2-1. I went for a 2-1 Brighton win.
Ooh.
Look at these guys.
I predicted a dropping points, but
Because they've gone back to back in the league. Brighton have gone back to back in the league. Arsenal have to bottle it at some point, you know? Off the back of a big win against Chelsea, emotions very high, state very high. It's going to come down on a wet and windy Wednesday night at Brighton when Karu Matoma just does this little and he's going to.
All I want to say is, I'm pretty sure Lewis Dunk will be like, you're gonna try and dunk on me. No, it's literally in my name, mate. You ain't gonna dunk on me. So I think he'll be actually there. He'll match the physicality. I think
What
Chelsea players
a
could really
joke that
match the
was.
physicality.
Lewis
Listen.
Dunk is one of the biggest bums I've ever seen at center back in my life watching
We'll
football.
match
We
them.
nearly got him as well.
What's
Oh
cool?
my
What's
God,
cool is that
Grandpa had
Arsenal
a
aren't going to
fetish for
attack through. Arsenal aren't going to attack through the middle. There's not going to be any striker or tiki-taka play. They're going to be attacking through the set pieces, and Lewis Dunk will match them. So it's fine.
I totally see
Adiola is
Arsenal
gonna
winning
lock
like
him
2-0.
Toyid, please clip this when we actually score through the center.
Okay.
Well, when you win on when you win
time
off
to
a
put
set
order
piece,
on the line. Let's go order for order. Describe your
100%.
goals for me. I'm
So
ready to go do score.
let Uzi go and talk, then I'll talk.
Oh,
Okay, fine.
look, I want Arsenal to drop points like
Uzi,
the
join
rest
me.
of us.
Uzi,
But I
I've
don't
been your
think-
friend the whole time.
Listen,
to
I
me.
don't think it's a loss though. Honestly, it's either a draw or Arsenal win, but I want the draw to happen, so I'm going for 1-1.
1-1 Arsenal draw.
Yeah. For the betterment of mankind, this needs to be a draw.
Because also they're not gonna go win till the end of the season. They're just not gonna do
Yeah.
that. So it makes sense
wait.
for them to drop points at some point.
Wait, how many games are
That's
left?
such a
It's 10
thing.
games left, right? 10 games left.
Nine.
Nine.
Nine fast.
9 games left for you, all right? Do you think you see 9 wins in a row?
100%.
Because
Bro.
that's-
Look at the games you
listen.
play.
Yeah, he sees a quadruple.
If there's 9 wins in
Martin
a
is
row,
better than
right?
this, bro.
Listen, I don't think there's 9 wins in a row because it has to be done. Because if you all drop points, you'll obviously relinquish the title to whoever's.
Bro, we have 5 home games and 4 away games.
Yeah, you
And
could,
They got
the
no
last
hard games
away,
left.
listen, a draw.
we have Newcastle at home, which is a hard game. Bournemouth
Two
can
draws.
be, depends. And who else besides this Brighton one away and City?
Not
Who
just
else?
Newcastle team, by the way.
Listen,
Newcastle is
All-
shit, isn't it, bro?
Losing to
all it
Everton.
takes is 2 draws and or a loss and a draw and a loss to throw a title down the drain, bro. That's how tight it is.
Ozzy,
I don't see
if
9
buts
wins.
and maybes with you, but it's not happening now.
Bro, listen,
Any-
yeah, right? I've met delusional people, right? But not as delusional as Mac.
I'm not
Yeah,
delusional,
low key,
bro.
Mac.
This,
Low key, Mac.
this
You're
brother needs
delusional.
to
I'm
and
not
you don't know
delusional.
ball. Because when we-
institution. Bro, needs to
Listen,
get put in the
listen.
mental
When we put the clip out for
Listen.
Friday, bro, they're gonna see delusion, yeah, and they're also gonna see a lack of ball knowledge, heavy lack of ball knowledge.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Bro,
every
it was
black-
too, it was late. It was late.
It was late. It was raining.
was
It was
late.
raining for both teams. It's late for us, bro.
Late for me. I was
Bro.
those shit.
Yo,
Uh,
Hamza,
But anyways,
Might as well
let me
get
go
you,
to
bro.
my prediction.
and me back
Yeah,
in the
let's
TikTok
see.
line.
Oh.
my
Sorry
bad.
to break your all your narratives here. This is not gonna
Oh my.
brighten y'all's day. We are gonna
Oh
win 3-1.
my. 3-1
We're gonna
away
win
at
by 7-0.
MX. Oh,
Yeah.
3-1 is a bit of a.
Bro,
it's a
we
loss
have
for
to
them.
do it. Imagine the fans are still in disbelief, considering both our draws to Brentford and Notchgate Wolves. They still have to win our trust back. So they have to continue this winning run.
Viper's phone said he came at the right time. It was late, he
Yeah.
says.
Oh shit!
It's been raining. It's been raining.
I roll my hands up. I lost.
Genuinely, right?
One.
Mac,
One.
right? Listen,
we'll
yeah,
get
right?
to it.
Mac, like Hamza always says, brother to brother, Muslim to Muslim, you need to go into an institution, bro. There's no way you're winning 9 games in a row. No way on this green earth you're winning
Look,
9
when they
games.
get knocked out by Bodo
look,
Glimt,
wait.
bro, they'll have enough time to focus on the Prem.
Look at
That's
the
why.
fixtures, bro. At home, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Everton. Who else will we play? Up and
Because
try.
Well,
listen,
Everton was
Everton is not a
Everton.
good team.
At
I'm
home,
ready to
at
predict
home.
that game already. I'm ready to
Bro, we've
predict that
beaten
game
Everton
already.
like 5-4-5, like in the last 3-4 seasons. There's no way Everton's beating us at the Emirates.
Bro,
And someone
load
else we
off
play.
City.
Oh,
no.
I can't
The
honestly
thing,
remember.
the thing is in the Premier League, you don't have. It's not black and white. You can lose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can lose, you
Areas.
can draw.
You can.
Drawing is what
I'm not
made
saying
us
you can't.
lose league titles. It's what made you all lose league titles. It's not the losses.
That's what
God,
we're
I
gonna
can't
learn
wait
from.
for May. I cannot
That's
wait
what
for
we're
May,
learning
man.
from.
Oh
That's
my
why we
God.
scored these set pieces. You check.
Listen,
But the thing is,
Everton
we
tried
are
to do
gonna
that
figure it
against us, bro. Everton tried to do that against us. They couldn't.
Listen, and then
all
the
trying to
away
do against them
fixtures.
also.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
they
think
also
who's
came with their
the
corners.
last game. I can't remember who the last home game is. But anyways, the away fixtures is basically Brighton now, then City, West Ham, and Palace at the end of the season.
West Ham away! Oh shit! I'm ready to vote again for that, bro.
Oh, we played.
Whenever you'll bottle the league, you'll always lose
West
to West Ham
Ham
away.
has never beaten us at their ground in the last 5 years.
No, I swear you'll
And you've not won the league in the
last.
last 5 years.
We've dropped points at home to West Ham, but we've never dropped points. We've never dropped points away. We've also beaten them like 5 or 6.
I'm pretty sure you'll drop points in the London Stadium in the past 5 years, surely. I
Yeah, in the
picture
running.
Jared Bowen scoring.
22-23. Yeah, they did. In the running. They did.
22-23, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they dropped points to
Jared
Liverpool when they were
Bowen.
2-0 up, and then they lost West Ham the weekend
Oh
afterwards.
shit! Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Let's try to question my
Uh,
ball knowledge.
Mac
Rob
getting
Holding
his stats
mistake.
from
No, that's not arrogant. I didn't mean
Alibaba.com,
that.
honestly.
No.
Mac
Rob
getting
Holding
his stats
mistake.
from Alibaba, far rate speaking.
But anyways, y'all can make all the jokes you want. I told you 3-1.
Bro,
See
check
why-
Elodium's
guys,
son
move
for the stats, bro. Bro, check Elodium's son for the stats.
Because Mampara of the week.
Yeah, crazy.
Manchester City And yeah, I was gonna say the City ground. But no, they're playing at the Etihad.
Technically, he
against
is a City
Nottingham
ground.
Forest. I think this is going to be a tough game, in all honesty. Forest, you don't want to be playing the relegation for the teams because they're obviously fighting for their lives. Forest and West Ham is really fighting for their last spot. I think West Ham do get the win at Fulham. We can put pressure on Forest. I think the thing is City, they've had those games like against Leeds, right? Like where they shouldn't have won against Leeds and they ended up winning. And then even this Rangers game now, who they versed again now? They versed someone recently. Semenyo goal.
Leeds.
Whoa.
Leeds.
No.
Does Leeds?
Oh, so both games against Leeds they should have won really then. Yeah. I mean I was referring to the first game against Leeds. So City have had games where they should have won and they won. And I do think that the PGMOL Rodgers statements have done something there. I'm gonna say City win this game again. You know, we're talking about can Arsenal win 9 games in a row? We haven't seen it. Can City win 9 games in a row? We've seen it 7 years in a row. Right?
Not the same team though.
Things like that.
Ooh,
I
ba
just-
ba ba.
But I think City's going to win this, right? I think they're going to win it, and it's going to be 2-0 Manchester City.
Manchester City. 2-0.
Erling Haaland, 2-0. Erling Haaland just never show up because he was in the sidemen Sunday, but I think he'll be back.
I think he's also out for this match. I think it only returns for the FA Cup.
Oh my.
I've gone for 2-0 City as well.
Up step Cherki, up step Omar Babush, up step Semenyo, up step
I'm gonna-
Foden.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna say
I'm
like a
changing. I'm going
2-1.
to change to 4-1.
Shit! All the names I mentioned. 4-1.
I'm going
Hey,
to say
3-1 did you
2-1.
say, Pav? Oh, 2-1.
2-1.
Don't say uno.
I'm gonna go with Pav on this one also. I'm going 2-1 because the City team is not that convincing right now.
I
Yeah,
think
they're
they've
just
been,
mid.
you know, we say that. I think they probably haven't been as convincing scoring goals, but the main thing they've been convincing ever since Gay came in was they've been convincing defensively.
Can I say one thing
No.
though, on Manchester City?
No,
Defensively, I don't think so.
I don't
They
think
should have
so.
conceded 3 to Leeds.
Mm.
These are
Yeah.
just
It's the
scoring
midfield.
positions.
It's the midfield.
Yeah,
Midfield, man.
it
They won't.
is. It is.
Hey, bro.
But they got through
Anyways.
that game. They got through it. No, one thing I will say is, Nawaz, you remember when me, you, and Nikhil did a prediction video, right, for who's going to win Player of the Year, right? And I said I gave like 20% of my stocks to Antoine Semenyo because I said he's doing good at Bournemouth. He'll then move to a top team and he'll like do a madness basically. So when you talk about at the start of the stream, Bruno Fernandes to win Player of the Season. I mean, if City go on to win the league, it has to be Antoine Semenyo, in my opinion. So, and if that happens, bro,
If
Yeah,
if
yeah,
City
yeah,
wins
you know,
versus
all
Leicester,
knowledge, bro. I saw the vision.
by the way, Nawaz, it's a joint record between KDB and Thierry Henry. The 20 assists in a
I
season.
think it is.
It's a joint record. Bruno has 9 games, or is it 10 games? 8 assists is required to match. 9 to break it. It's possible.
I don't wish for players to get injured, yeah.
But Bruno's never injured, bro.
Bruno
He's
gets-
injured 1 game.
Bruno needs if he can get a cramp now and again, it's fine. Bro. Take a rest.
Nah. Bro, even,
I've never heard
Bruno is
anyone
like
wish
cried the
Brad
whole
on as
story,
well.
bro. When he's actually injured, no one will know.
bro,
Oh
he's-
shit!
I swear he's missed like 2 games since he joined United with injury. 2 games.
Oh, fair enough.
It's almost.
What you got
Was
for
it-
us on this?
I said 2-1 because they
2-1.
were
Was it?
convinced. No. Yeah.
Remember, Nazar is a real thing, bro.
Listen, you're right. Nazar is real, but Matau is his protection. Well,
I don't think Bruno has a Taoist, bro.
You know what, right? Hamza, I'm sending this to you. You're gonna give it to him in his end.
Hamza's a bit far from Manchester, bro.
I'll pay for your Uber, fam. If it takes my whole salary, it's fine. I'll pay for it.
What,
Take
Pav,
the
what did
truth.
you say on this? On the City game?
Newcastle versus Man United. It's going to be.
No, on the City Forest game.
No.
City Forest game.
Oh, I said 2-1. I said 2-1 City.
2-1. And you said 2-1 Arsenal as well, right?
I said 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
Saeed in the chat says putting all his nazar on Gabriel, Rice, Timber, and Raya.
Bro, someone has already. For all I know, someone has already put Nazar on Timber. I think it's probably me.
Yeah, you weren't lazy
Anyways.
enough. Kind of like.
Yeah, a lot. But anyways, I'm gonna go reverse psychology here. City to win 2-1. Nottingham Forest low-key hoping you win. No, but
Reverse
City is gonna win.
psychology.
Do you know? No, but honestly, the reason why I say that is Forest has been playing. Well, they played last week against Fenerbahce, the week before that against Fenerbahce, going into this weekend, and now another game. It's gonna be too much for them. I don't think they're gonna manage. No way are they putting a performance in against City. So 2-1
Very
City.
smart.
But
And there was a
they-
loss
they
today
in a
against Brighton.
relegation. They in a relegation battle, bro. You know, when you're fighting to survive, you never know.
They are, bro, but like
Look at Spurs,
the
bro.
big
They're in
goals.
relegation battle. They can't do anything, man. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but that's
Everyone's
Spurs,
fine.
bro. That's Spurs.
But
Bro,
that's like a
you
deer in
know,
headlights, bro. They don't know this feeling. They don't know it's they freeze it.
Mm.
It's the history
We've
of
all
the
been
Tottenham.
there, lads. We've all been there.
The history of the Tottenham.
Spurs,
Let's
right?
go on to Newcastle, Manchester United. Oof. I thought this was gonna be at Old Trafford. If I'm not mistaken, the
no.
game at Old Trafford, it was a tight game. It
Patrick
took,
Dogwood dagger.
a dog
2-2.
was spectacular, really, to get you.
Wait,
Or just 2-2.
I'm gonna go 3-3.
Oh,
That's
you're going
good.
3-3.
Yeah, I
Shit.
guess-
Goals.
Nah. You
Goals,
see,
bro.
though, that
Yeah,
game,
Listen here.
Let's go versus
Take into
Baltimore, bro. Shit.
Take into consideration Hamza
Oh,
is going to the
yeah.
match. When Hamza goes to the matches, like, what happens, bro?
What happens? Newcastle lose.
yeah.
Nah, I
Well, I
think
went to the
Chelsea
Arsenal game,
on.
they lost. I went to the Newcastle Spurs game, they drew, and then that's
I think the best result is a draw. We should go.
I'm gonna go for.
I do think I draw. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a big night on Tyneside. Lovely evening, Wednesday night after Aftari. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Johan Wissa's gonna not be at Drawi. He's gonna be playing this game and gonna finish 3-1. Sesko to go to take it 1-0 up, and then Johan Wissa hat trick second half with Anthony Alanga. Yeah, let's
Hat-trick.
go for that.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Masjid
let's go for
buddies.
it, Johan.
At the same stadium together. Crazy.
We're both
I think
missing
okay,
Drawi.
I'm gonna say 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. I'll say 1-1. No, 2-2. 2-2. Yeah,
You know,
these
I want
teams
to.
basically
I
aren't
want
really
to say. I want to say
2-2
United
was,
win
yeah?
2-0, but we're not convincing enough to keep a clean sheet for me. It's not convincing enough. So I think
Especially with a slab head like that.
now without Martinez in that defense, we're very, very shaky. So I feel a 2-1 win is enough. Because this
Take
top
all
I
three
four
like to
points.
compare the two, and you're talking about the stats. Just enjoy them, man. I think Valdemada and Seska are gonna produce a thing of beauty. This Wednesday night.
Well, I want to see Benjamin Sesko jumping and punching the stadium.
Punch in the stadium.
Bro, his leap is mad. You see how high he jumps?
No,
When he
it's kind of
celebrates.
madness.
Bro will touch the stadium. He'll touch the roof.
Hamza, you can put for me 1-1.
1-1. United draw. I don't know, man. They've got to come back down to earth, man. They're not playing that great. You know, they've got to come back down to earth. I know Newcastle aren't very good,
But it just,
and I'm
they're not
feeling
being
a bit of
dribbles,
emotion in there. But
Listen,
Yeah.
like you've been one. You're just a hater. You're just a hater.
Yeah, but it just
To be fair, he is a hater, but they do need to be humble.
Listen, you talking about reverse psychology. Shut up.
Listen,
You need to come back down to earth, bro. You need to come back
listen,
down to earth thinking you're gonna win 9 games in a row.
listen. I've been your biggest supporter. I've been your biggest supporter in the last few weeks. There's no
I know,
need to
bro.
be that harsh. Okay,
let's
but
humble.
listen.
Let's humble.
Where's your team
Yeah.
in the top 4? Where's your team in the top 4? I can't see past.
We don't know.
Top 4 below.
What if this
I
guy
can't
supports
see, bro.
Man City? What if this guy supports Man City?
If he supports,
Because he's gonna come back
listen
at the end of the
listen.
season and tell us how many goals Sesko had in all competitions, meaning Premier League only.
Listen, right? If they support City, are they a real football fan? Let's be real.
Why do they support Arsenal? Why do they support Arsenal?
Then they also need to see a psychologist like Mac. Simple as that.
I'm waiting for the end of the season, Uzi. Listen, I was on your side
Oh,
this whole time.
Listen, right?
There's
Mac,
like so much
okay.
water on the line for everyone here.
Listen, Mac.
I just know
nah,
Mac's
nah,
gonna
nah,
change his number, bro. Mac is gonna change. It may time, yeah.
I
Listen,
had the same
Mac-
number for the last 15 years, so it's okay.
Yeah, bro, it's
Mac-
gone.
Mac-
At the end of the season, bro,
Mac-
it's gone. Like I said.
Honestly, Mac. Honestly, if you'll win the Premier League, I give you your flowers, right? But if you're
And the
bottom,
Champions League, and the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup.
Mac.
حول ولا قوة إلا بالله
Give
العلي
it a
العظيم.
rest.
You know,
We
I
need
don't
to
want
keep-
anyone to
hey,
win the quadruple. But
Put
if
it,
Man- you know Man
again.
City has a chance of winning
Wait,
the
put it
quadruple.
down on your notes for Tohi to remember just to clip it also for future reference.
Bro, you
Bro,
also said Vinicius.
Shit.
Martinelli is better than Vinicius. Yeah, you also said that.
That
What
is
about
not what I said. I
You
didn't
What
say
did you
that.
say?
Exactly.
What did you say
did
then,
say
Mac?
that.
You
What
keep
I
saying
said though
these
is, I don't want to pay another 80 million for someone who's going to get me 5 or 6 goals. I did not
No,
say
you
Martinelli was better. That's what I
You
said.
didn't. No, you
I
didn't.
did say that.
Liar.
I did say that.
Liar,
Nawaz.
liar,
I did say that.
bastard,
You know,
liar.
club, bro. Touid, you need to
get Tohi to bring
Bro,
that club out.
you
man.
need to
Hey,
I said
send the
I don't
club
wanna
out
pay-
ASAP, man.
You'll need to post that club because I'm tired of hearing Max say I never say this.
Because
need
I
to
did
say
it. I said I wouldn't
recording.
want another Brazilian for 80 million if Martinez is doing the same thing, scoring 6-7 goals a season. He's
Let's-
GA already is at
let's
11.
get to the last game. Let's get to the last game quickly. Okay, so
Bro, we
everyone gave,
know this
Newcastle
Palace
United, right?
sweep, bro. Palace sweep.
Yeah, you know what's funny there? I think
2-1.
I've given a Spurs win for the past like 5 weeks in a row, except for when they lost Liverpool, right? And I don't know why I do that. So I'm gonna find
They
I don't know if
holding
this is
three.
reverse psychology now.
It's
No, yeah,
3-1.
they're gonna lose, but now they don't have Lacroix now, Palace. So
They don't need Look, don't worry, bro.
I'm not gonna go for Spurs win this time. I've done it way too many times. So I'm gonna say they'll draw. They'll get a 1-1. Yeah, 1-1.
1-1 Spurs.
That's still me low-key backing Spurs, so it could be my own mistake again. But 1-1.
Pav?
Bro,
It's gonna be a hilarious cheeky 1-0 to Palace.
Oh. Surely Spurs win at some point again. Or at least
No,
stop
I
losing.
hope they don't. They suck.
They are actually.
Obsessed.
They're
I've
bums.
already put 2-1 Spurs W, but then like low-key, the thought of them not winning winning a league game again is so beautiful and just like juicy.
They're
and
playing at home.
amazing.
Remember this.
Frick. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Palace
but
are
holy
two.
shit.
Palace are actually like not a good team, you know. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs to win.
They finally get a
Because
win.
Igor Tudor
One game against-
is a specialist.
So-
Is a relegation avoiding specialist.
The one game I go against Spurs. Better
Imagine
not-
Spurs.
better not win
Spurs went for Igor Tudor like they what's a catchphrase?
Today
Today
is
to do
Tudor.
whatever. Like Tudor, you know what I'm saying? Horrible.
Hamza, what's your prediction?
I went for 2-1
Suzuki matches.
Spurs W.
2-1. Okay, no.
Who's
no,
there?
that- bro, I don't see a win. Honestly, this team is so bums, bro. Everything about Spurs is just bums. Sorry, Tristan.
Our
This
team
team
wins
is
it. Right?
straight bum, bro. If they do win, fair play. But I'm going for. Do they even score? Maybe I'm going 3-1 Palace.
You know what? Uzi, don't say that. Thomas Frank deserves to be in this job. He hasn't done anything bad as yet.
He has lost his mind. Tristan has lost his soul. I don't know what
Nah,
people are
bro.
complaining about. We're 15th. That's normal. Yeah, you tin pots.
Bro.
What?
Bro, they won the Europa League, and I thought the trajectory is there. Instead,
Genuine.
No, actually,
They
Ozzy,
beat
you're
us-
alhamdulillah, a great reminder. You are not allowed to talk about Spurs ever again.
Bro,
Because
you
lost
even scored
for
the goal for
poor
them
job
2
you gave
minutes.
gave them the trophy. Yeah? So
let's
actually, you,
Yeah.
Ozzy, keep quiet for this segment.
Hamza, put the same scoreline for me.
wait.
3-1 to Palace.
listen,
3-1 Palace.
in hindsight, right? It was probably for the greater good. Because look, they won the Europa League. They were all high, and then now they.
Bro, there's no greater good with
There's
Spurs.
no greater good, bro.
There's no greater good.
We
There's
just
only
want-
sadness and pain.
Dude, please, I'm trying to salvage something. Stop this nonsense, guys. I'm trying to salvage something.
Unlucky,
You know-
unlucky. Next
You
time.
know, let me tell you, right? I finished that Europa League final. I watched it with, there's a community center. I watched it there. After that final, I sat in my car and I cried. How do we lose?
Oh,
We could beat you any team
Right.
in the world.
don't worry. I think someone gave you the shoulder.
No one. No, bro. Bro, it
No,
was
Was it-
dry.
not the
So
one that
you
lives
usually
like
go to the
near me.
chat?
No, bro. That time there was dry. That time there was
Ah,
dry.
not. Oh, okay, I see.
That time there was
Ever.
I was coming. That time
Dude,
there was
I
coming
saw,
off.
I saw, I saw someone the other day say United's gonna win the league next season or something. One of the pundits. I can't even remember who.
Someone
it
said
was.
United's going to win the league this
Man.
season.
No, next season.
Oh,
Someone
I've
said it's
I've
like a
heard
fame.
United fans generally say because they're 10 points
Yeah.
behind Arsenal with 10 games left, so they think there's a genuine
Bro,
chance.
that special guest Zarina you wanna bring on? She said that.
Yeah, but I don't know if she actually
I love
believes
her.
that or if she's
It's
like,
Yeah,
why
bro.
not?
that would be a good
Honestly,
shot.
right? Honestly, it's just to
Who was
right.
it?
As
No,
a
but
United
it was
fan,
one-
bro, I'd do it
One
for
of the
rap.
pundits said it. I want to know. I can't remember who it was. Actually, I can't
Probably like
remember.
Danny Murphy.
Bro, honestly,
It was
I don't
someone on
see us
Sky
winning.
Sports.
I don't
Paul-
see us
Paul
winning the
Merson.
Prem.
He
Nah,
talks
that
up.
was-
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
Paul
bro.
Merson, but he's an Arsenal fan. But yeah, Paul
Yeah.
Merson is one of the worst pundits that you have ever.
No.
Do you know Paul Merson is actually a Chelsea fan?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the funny
yeah.
part.
Did you know?
Yeah, but like Jamie Carragher was an Everton fan. It's like that sort of.
Yeah.
No, he played for both.
No, but he still is. He still goes to games with his sons.
He said he can't go and watch Arsenal and Chelsea because he loves Chelsea too much. That's what he said.
I've always loved Merson, really. He's a good guy. Good guy. Hope his
I don't
best
see
for
United
I like
winning
Gary
the Prem in the next 3 years until we sort out
But yeah.
the issues.
Nice.
That was
Let's wrap it up, boy.
yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yes,
Let's go
sir.
for it. So I think, boys, good game week. Good game week. I think everyone here, as I said, their piece. Kind of king. If you watching this again, yeah. Thanks for coming on, Pav. Appreciate you as always. We'll probably see more of you, hopefully on better circumstances next time. But appreciate all of you guys.
I got you.
Cheers,
man.
cheers.